1 2 Chuffy 1 2. Hi, you're with Scott. I'm Ganji Kid. It's midnight. It's always midnight. This is right here on your left ear. I'm also Grave Kipper. I'm also going to be looking down here at the Nintendo Direct. Let me just see. Have I got it on? Are we rolling? Are we full controlling? Where can I see my stream stuff? I've only got one little window, you see. I'm on a laptop and I'm upstairs. I'll tell you all about it once I've done a quick sound check. Are we full controlling? Where can I see my stream stuff? Check, check, check. I've only got one little window, you see. I'm on a laptop and I'm upstairs. Check, check, check. I'll tell you all about it once I've done a quick sound check. Are we full controlling? Where can I see my stream stuff? Check, check, check. I've only got one little window, you see. I'm on a... Okay, I'm a little bit quiet. Let me just sort that out. I've got a little laptop. I'll show you all about it. Big things are going. Big things are going. So let's turn down our relaxing music a little bit. Like that. And let's see about turning my microphone up a little bit. Like that. Okay. So what's going on? Why am I streaming on battery exhaust? It's a little test stream. I'm going to be watching the Nintendo Direct. And I'll tell you what, big things are going on. This is Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom coming. I mean, I know it's coming because if you just scroll down a bit, well, there it is on the videos. I wanted to be surprised. I wanted to be shocked and awestruck. But no, there it is on the videos. Look, just down there. Upcoming videos. Nearly 1 million views already. Today I've had trouble because Virgin Media has switched off my internet for 2 days. Yay, they're doing some work and they turned the internet off, so I couldn't come on stream today. But I've been setting up upstairs, I've been messing around in this room up here. So let me show you this and then we'll get to the Nintendo Direct. So if I turn off Firefox, boom, check it out. What's this? What's this room? What's this room? I've got the little webcam up there on the side. I don't really want to move it around because I spent ages trying to get it set up so you can see my face. But this is the little upstairs room. It's our attic room. It's a bit of a mess. I'm clearing away some boxes, clearing away some stuff. I've got some old guitars, look. Got my decks, DJ decks. Wiki fresh. Got all stuff up here. Wiki fresh, look. Wiki fresh. Wiki fresh. And this room, I will move the webcam a little bit because look, this is a room and I've got some space that I can move around. Wearing my Jimmy Jams. I'm still wearing black on stream for the Queen, but I'm wearing my Jimmy Jams and I can move around. It's a room. It's like an upstairs room. So I'm trying to get it sorted for a bit of streaming. It was originally an attic bedroom, and if I just quickly, I will move the webcam and then it'll be right. Fuck, let's get it set back up again. But just if I move this quickly, you'll be able to see where the eaves come down on that side of the room. That's a big chair there, look, and that's a little cubby in the corner, little corner cubby. So you can sit in there, but you can't stand up because the eaves come down. See what I mean? Like the roof comes down. It's a little attic bedroom. So there's a bit of space there for a bed and a little cubby to put your telly on and stuff like that. So it might be that I end up setting the computer up there. That might be where we put the little... Oh, see, I told you. Now my face is going to be in the wrong places. Where your face is, where your blood comes from is where your space is. I've seen the bright get duller. I'm not going to spend my life being the colour. So damn it, you'd agree with me when I saw you kicking dirt in my eyes. So here we go, upstairs room. Bit of junk, needs all sorting, horrible blinds, but might move the computer over there. But look, here we go. Got an upstairs room. Got Firefox for the Nintendo Direct. Oh, I've messed up the camera, so now it's not looking at my face. There we go. And I can hear you, I can be heard. I'm just going to check it one more time. It is working properly. This is basically a stream test. My face. 1 2 check. There we go. And I can hear you, I can be heard. I'm just going to check it one more time. Yeah. So also I've got a little laptop. I'm set up. Got my old USB microphone, so it's a bit tinny. Got one of my lights from downstairs. I will have to get a second camera. I mean, I don't have to get a second camera. I want a second camera for doing 2 camera shots on the podcast if we ever get to that. And I could set it up here, essentially. It's a bit of an expense. And a second set of lights, because these are my lights from downstairs. So it's possible that I have 2 rooms set up completely, or it might be that I move everything in between times. But what I want to do is I want to create space downstairs. It might be that my permanent rig comes up here, my big computer, and I use my laptop downstairs, so that space can be freed up for my sister to use it for her work, doing makeup and stuff. So it might be, you know, at the moment, just testing this room, just trying it out. And also, I don't know if you know how you know my kilobytes. You know the system with the kilobytes. We get internet issues with the kilobytes. Today what I've had to do is go on the roof. I've had to get a wire, run it like one of those LAN cables, and I've had to run it out on the roof, down around the house, in through the cat flap, around the back, up and into the... I've been doing some works. I've been doing some bits and pieces. So I'm quite excited to see this work, to see this camera work. I'm a bit disappointed in my lighting setup because I look like I'm being lit from underneath, like I'm on a horror movie or some shit. No, we're all good. We're all good. I require a bit more tidying up, a bit more work, but with a little USB mixer, with another camera, maybe double up on my lights. I mean, I might as well. Thanks to your support, thanks to your tippies and stuff, I've been able to save it up in the bank, and I've got that little buffer now, so I might just double up my kit, have this set up permanent. Then we start to tidy all that rubbish up behind me, polish it all up and make it look nice. I might even get one of those shelves that the streamers have with their things on it. Do you know what I mean? With their things on it. Because I've got things, I've got a load of crap over here. I'll show you a couple of bits of crap before we do the Nintendo Direct. Look at this. Look at this. Here's some crap. I've got things. Look at this. What do you think of that? This used to hang in my hairdressing salon because there was another hairdresser in the area, and they were hairdresser to the stars. That was their big selling point. Hairdresser to the celebrities, hairdresser to the stars. And I thought, fuck that, man, I'm a hairdresser to the people. Hairdresser to the people. And it's quite a striking image, isn't it? People that resonate with that image, they understand what this image is. They resonate with it. Revolution. Obviously, God save the Queen. But revolution. And so they see that and they think, oh, look, a hairdresser. Che Guevara's not a hairdresser, what are you on about? And then it says to the people, Scott Jessup hair. So I used to have that in my salon. I used it as a, when I first started in the salon, I used it as a little, shock tactic. Hairdresser to the people, grab a bit of attention. And in the end, I just put it in a frame and kept it in the salon. So that's a bit of crap. Oh, we can do crap. Oh, you want to see some crap? Do you want to see some crap? Got loads of crap. We'll get onto the Nintendo Direct in just a second. Look, this is a scary doll. So that's a scary doll, so it's good, isn't it? Found that at the tip, at the jump. Just, could you imagine someone would throw that away? Could you imagine that someone might want to throw this away? Scary doll. So, got that. This is an iPod. That's what iPods used to look like. Look at it. It doesn't do anything anymore. It's an old iPod. And that was before the iPod, like the Walkman. Still got all these things. It's got a tape in it. Now that's what I call Music Volume 20. Various artists. So. Crap everywhere. Crap everywhere. So there will need to be some tidying up done. There will need to be some more, we'll need to spend some more time doing a bit of tidying up, getting rid of all the crap. Today, the last couple of days, well, you don't know, but there's been a few bigger boxes of crap and stuff that I had to sort of, try and shuffle around and move. And you can't see, but under here is like vinyl records. And when I say vinyl records, I mean fucking loads of them. Because I've got the decks, haven't I? Got my DJ decks. Wiki. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and get a USB mixer that I can DJ with, run it into the computer. We'll be able to do some live DJ streams. It's not going to be for everyone's tastes, bit of slamming drum and bass, but I can start doing it. It's another thing. It's an extra thing. It's part of my love. So it's there. And my mum's boyfriend will probably move in a few weeks because he sold his house. So being downstairs might become a little bit busier. And like I said, my sister might want to use that room as well. She's having some renovations done on the house she's living in. So all in all, this room's going to be a massive boon to us. It's going to be huge, but it does need a bit more work. It is a bit, rough. Probably not going to get new blinds in a hurry. That's not going to happen. So I might do. Maybe I might do. If I'm spending money on a mixer, I could buy new blinds, couldn't I? But it's all to play for. It's all to play for. Right. With that all said and done. Look at this Nintendo Direct. Now I'm supposed to watch this and be excited, not know what's going to come up, and all I know is that Zelda. fucking Zelda. That's all I know. But that's only because it says it when you click on video. It says it in the next videos coming up. So, bit of a shitter. And also today, I was really looking forward to doing this at 5 p.m. GMT when it came out. But thanks to Virgin Media, no internet today. One of those things. So we're doing this late, but I'm all happy. I'm all good. I'm all hype, and we're about to get hype. So if you want to chat, you can chat. You've got chat. I can see it. I've only got one. Oh, that's one final thing I wanted to say about this little setup up here, is that I'm on a little laptop. It means I've only got one screen. So I've got more windows open than chuffing Buckingham Palace. I always say that. More windows than Buckingham Palace. Not appropriate now because the Queen. I've got more windows open than Buckingham Palace. So I need to get a second little monitor. My sister's got another old telly. I've got another old telly coming. I'm a professional streamer. I'm a professional streamer. And what I do is, instead of, what I tend to do is instead of getting the right thing, I've been on the Amazon today and looked, monitors, £100, you can get them. I've got the money thanks to you and your tippies. But I feel like really worried about buying another monitor and another one and another. Instead, I'm going to get a cheap telly, throw away, crappy old telly that no one wants, and have that. So, and if it works and if it's going, that'll be fine. And then I might upgrade it later. But for now, we're just waiting on it. So it's a little tricky for me to handle all the windows. But I've done 20 minutes of talking before we get into the actual what's going on. This is a test stream, so you're not going to miss anything major. And I'm going to start using Battery Exhausted, this channel, as my second stream. My main streams are Twitch. We stream on Twitch. We play Genshin Impact at the weekends and other games, indie games, and some Genshin Impact in the week. Becoming quite a Genshin Impact streamer. Plus, I'm on YouTube, Ganji Kid channel. It's called Ganji Kid, and I stream I'm not very consistent at the moment. This has got to build up and become more consistent. But in the weeks, I stream on YouTube, and we talk about all sorts of stuff. And I've got a psychologist lined up, maybe, hopefully, for a few episodes. And we're going to see where that goes. So I've got different arms to the streaming. We've got Twitch, we've got YouTube, we've got different channels, and this old Battery Exhausted, this old Battery Exhausted scrapbook channel is now going to become my second stream, where I can do any, like I'm doing now. This is too rough for my main stream. It's too rough. My main stream, I turn it on and I go, hi, you're with Scott, I'm Ganji Kid, and we're straight into the action. I'm planned. And if we're doing talking, I've got notes and web pages, and if we're doing gameplay, I've got it all set up and it looks nice. Here, this is my upstairs room second stream setup. I'm thinking, sometimes in the evenings I'll be up here playing on the computer, smoking. This is my little room that I'm allowed to smoke in because we're right at the top of the house. Goes out that window. I have a fan on. I'm supposed to have the fan on. Goes out that window. Doesn't go down in the house. So, it's my late night chill out room. So you might get some more late night chill out vibes on the stream. It might be that have the fan on. Goes out that window. Doesn't go down in the house. So. It's my late night. We might get some more late night vibes, even if we've got the downstairs room for the daytime, for the main room, for the. I'll have it still set up for the little sofa podcasty thing. If we ever get guests in the house, which is building, we're building and building towards it slowly. For me, it's slow and steady progress wins the race. It's not about trying to run before I can walk. So step by step, and I've been promising a podcast for nearly a year now, but step by step, we're gathering momentum. So yeah, with all that being said, having said all that, thanks very much for listening to me rant. You can always skip on YouTube videos, can't you? But this is live. Now we're going to, I'm excited. I don't know if you can tell in the way I've been rambling and yabbiting. I am a little bit excited. Now I'll tell you something else. I'm a Genshin Impact streamer. What do you mean you're a Genshin Impact streamer? I'm not, I'm a variety streamer. I stream all sorts of stuff, but recently Genshin Impact a lot. And Genshin Impact has sort of become my game. I'm really happy with that. I don't see it as a negative. I love Genshin Impact. I enjoy Genshin Impact, and it's an ongoing, ever evolving service. So it doesn't. I thought there'd be a point where you'd say, "Oh, now I've done the latest expansion. I've got some time to play Stray, or I've got some time to play something else." It doesn't look like that's going to be the case. It looks like Genshin's always going to have to be ever present. So with that said, I keep saying that because That Being Said podcast that I watch, it's called That Being Said, so I keep saying it now. With all that in mind, this is going to now expose us to the most exciting and they talk about Genshin killers. This is the Genshin killer. It's not going to kill it forever, but while this game is out, I'm going to play this game, Zelda. Genshin's going to be on the back burner. It's always on my mind, Genshin. It's always every day with my, we play it a bit later as well. I'll probably do it on this stream as another test. It's always happening, yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to go away from Genshin, but god damn it. Legend of Zelda. Tattooed on my heart. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
We live on the continent of Elios. 4 realms surrounding a holy land at its center.
So I don't think this is Zelda. Like, Nintendo Directs have this way of presenting a lot of different stuff, and then at the end it'll be the big thing. So I'm expecting the end will be Zelda. So we'll watch and we'll go through the whole Direct.
1,000 years ago, our lands endured a vicious war with the Fell Dragon.
This looks a little bit Genshin Impact. Watch and we'll go through the whole Direct.
1,000 years ago, our lands endured a vicious war with...
The volume seems okay. I don't want it to be out of balance and out of whack. It's this test stream, of course, so if there's anything wrong with the volume, I apologise. And, you tell me in the future, oh, it's too quiet, or it's too loud, or not loud enough, or whatever, or whatever. Or I'll check it later.
We called upon heroes from other worlds to aid us. Heroes known as emblems.
Oh, it's Fire Emblem.
The warriors of our nations fought as one.
Fire Emblem.
I've
never really played a lot of Fire Emblem. I'm open to it. It's not like Fire Emblem. But yeah, this is clearly Fire Emblem, isn't it? And what a cool... It's almost Greco. Grecian. It's almost like Grecian pottery. What a cool style that they're showing us here. History, deep history of Fire Emblem, going way back. I'm open to Fire Emblem. It's just that there's not enough time in the day to play everything, is there? There's just not enough time in the day to play everything. But
we were victorious in defeating and imprisoning the Fell Dragon. In the years since, our world has been safe. But now, I sense a resurrection. The binding weakens.
It looks cool. It looks dark. It looks cool. Swords. Looks quite Genshin Impact in a way now, on reflection. Oh, cracking, I haven't got a lighter. Fire Emblem, engage!
You're awake! Huh? You're really awake, yeah?
I haven't played Fire Emblem before, and now I've been playing Genshin Impact for a while. Look at it, it sounds and it looks like Genshin Impact, doesn't it?
1,000 years? That's how long I've been asleep.
It's funny. Now I'm going to end up comparing everything to Chuff and Genshin Impact.
What are those horrible things?
Oh.
If I may, you are a divine...
Oh, it's not like Genshin Impact, it's
a member of a
turn-based.
royal family of dragons revered as deities.
It's Fire Emblem, as I recognise it, turn-based and stuff, but it looks a lot more Genshin Impact in the world as well, doesn't it? Obviously, Genshin Impact was accused of copying Legend of Zelda, and that Nintendo world looks like the Nintendo world, yeah.
War. The Fell Dragon. I feel like I can almost remember, but...
I've had my eye on you.
The ring. Marth! Right!
Marth!
Sigurd!
Leave it to me.
Okay, I get it. They're all in it, Marth's in it again. Fire Emblem engaged. That'll be good. And for those that really like Fire Emblem, that's a pumper. Here's the man.
Hello, everyone. I'm Yoshiaki Koizumi, and I'll be your guide for today's Nintendo Direct.
Welcome to the internet, I'll be your guide.
What you just saw was the latest installment of the Fire Emblem series, Fire Emblem Engage. In addition to the standard version, we'll also be releasing the Fire Emblem Engage Divine Edition.
This is nice for those who like it. I like the art books. Personally, I'm a big fan of the arts. And the art book and all that. I actually like that stuff. I like an art book. But, it's a bit extra, isn't it? It's a bit expensive, a bit extra. I tend to not buy these sort of things. Tend just to go for the games.
Containing collectible items about this game. Just
All right.
It takes two to tango.
What's this then?
Cody and May's relationship is on the rocks.
It's a bit grown up.
But it gets even tougher when they're turned into dolls.
What?
To get their bodies back, they'll brave an onslaught of challenges where working together is the only way forward.
That's a bit interesting, isn't it? It's like through the mind of a child, looking at his parents, or her parents fighting, sorry, not being sexist, patriarchy, looking through the mind of a child at their parents fighting and imagining a way for them to work together to come through it.
Team up
Electronic
and cooperate
Arts.
with a friend in this critically acclaimed two-player platforming adventure.
I love a bit of co-op, and I always think, you know, me and my sister both played a lot of games, and it seems that our synchronicity's a bit out at the moment, and she plays a lot of Fortnite, but I always look at things like this and think, oh, me and my sister could play it together.
Even the bumpiest road can be traveled with someone by your side. Venture through fantastical worlds filled with challenging experiences
It looks like it's couch co-op as well, doesn't it? Split screen, traditional.
around every corner. In addition to single system play, the game can also be played on two systems via local wireless or online with
Very
a pal
cool.
via the free Friends Pass.
Very cool. I don't know about what the free Friends Pass is online, but very cool. Hopefully it means if you've got a Switch, you can play online for free. Hopefully it means you don't have to sign up to the system, because I did sign up to Nintendo's stuff, had a look at it, and then thought, fuck this. I used to play a lot of online Splatoon. I used to play a lot of other games online, like Mario Kart and stuff, but the games that were free on I was there for the old NES, for the old N64 games, and they don't seem to be, like, the real standout titles that defined my childhood don't seem to be on there. Some of them are, but not all of them, and it didn't seem worth the subscription money to me, but I think that should all, like, you buy a Switch, I think you should be able to access the online shit. Like, you pay £200 for a fucking Switch. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, I spat then. But you pay £200 for the machine. So I think the online subscription's a little bit expensive, to be honest. I think they really need to think about bringing that right down. Because the cheaper it is, the more people are on it, the better it is. Because there's more people on it. It's easier for everyone. It should almost be free inbuilt. You bought your Nintendo system, you're on your Nintendo Online. Like, not you bought your Nintendo system and now you have to pay a subscription. But then I'm old school, aren't I? I'm old school.
Help Cody and May return to normal.
Okay, I get it.
2 launches on the Nintendo Switch system November 4th.
Oh, it's coming out soon as well.
Pre-orders begin today on the
That actually looks really interesting, and it looks like the sort of thing that might be fun for stream, but it also, to me, looks like the sort of thing that might be fun for a stream with someone else sitting in the same room as me, which is why I keep banging on about this second camera and second microphone and, you know, a little bit more kit for the podcast, like a bit of versatility. We could have it in this room, you know, we could do it in here, but no, I think that looks cool.
Nintendo eShop.
It might even, you never know with these games, that might be one of those that, you know, tickles the people on Twitch and becomes a bit of a trend.
The forbidden story begins.
The forbidden story begins. Well, I really appreciate, right, I'll tell you something. Nintendo traditional for kids, not just for kids, it's for kids, innit, games. No, not like that. But what I mean is that traditional Nintendo, I'll have a picture for this, please. Just put Nintendo like that and it will show what I mean. Just put the images. No, let's put this actually in. Why is it done in another tab? What's going on? Although this is the same. Okay, I'll put it back there then. You'll see it. No, not Nintendo Switches. Just Nintendo general, you know, advertising, general marketing, showing a family all playing the Nintendo and happy. And what I want to say is that Nintendo's accessed by children in the main. And obviously adults like me still love Nintendo because I grew up with it. But the fact that it's sanitized and healthy for a child to view and to watch, and that they don't, like, over the years, Nintendo have been very careful. If I put Nintendo seal of approval, seal of quality. You used to have this seal on the games, this Nintendo original. I mean, you probably still do, I don't know. But because I get them downloaded now, I don't see it anymore. But that used to be on the boxes, and it was like they'd be very strict about who could and who couldn't license a game on the Nintendo. You weren't just able to make your own Nintendo cartridges, you had to go through Nintendo to get onto the systems. And nowadays they're a bit more relaxed. You've got a lot more indie stuff, you've got the online marketplace, there's a lot more cross-platform, so they're a bit more relaxed about it. But in the early stages, that seal of quality didn't just mean, you know, it's good because it's on Nintendo, but it kind of also meant that you could put your kids in front of it and, you know, it's not going to feature a chuffing prostitute having a head caved in with an axe or something. I kind of always felt that Nintendo is accessible to all, sanitized a little bit so that it's not offensive, not X-rated, and that means that anyone can enjoy it, and that's a good thing. And that's why I thought Nintendo used to maybe they were very slow with the voice. Like, we still don't have native voice chat on Switch, but that's kind of good because anyone could talk to your kids. Like, the Xbox had native voice chat, and all the, like, you'd be playing Call of Duty or whatever, and all the stuff would be hearing in your headphones. So actually, it's kind of healthy to maintain a sort of like a, you know, like a play park, like a social area in like Disney World, or you know, you wouldn't expect a load of adult themes and, you know, X-rated, would you? You'd want to expect you expect you're in this environment, and it's going to, you don't have to be switched on as a parent because you know that they've got your kids' interests at heart, and they're going to be, because if it kicked off, like, you know, pedos talking to kids on Nintendo systems, they wouldn't like that, would they? Bad press. So they've been very careful to make it this safe area, this safe environment, and that goes with the content as well, what's in the content. However, the modern world and the Switch and everything, I see them accepting this more modern approach where you're going to have more adult themed content on the Switch, basically, and it's up to the consumers to navigate that. I do think they need to tidy up their Nintendo eShop a little bit. I think they need to think about that a bit more. There could be a few more categories. I think it's getting flooded with crap, and also browsing is just a nightmare. So I think they could really think about how they present things on the eShop more. Maybe have like an adult section that kids find it more difficult to access, because certain things I'm surprised at, and this surprises me to see it, still to this day surprises me when I see things like this on a Nintendo system. But I still think it's good because, you know, they're presenting a more wide range of material. But it, like I said, it surprises me. Let's see what it is. It's like a chuffing horror movie. Oh, it's a bit grown up and a bit dark, isn't it? Fatal Frame, Mask of the Lunar Eclipse.
After mysteriously vanishing as a child, Ruka Minazuki visits an abandoned hospital in...
And I think a lot of this is more Japanese culture as well. There's a lot more of these either... There's a lot, I tell you what, there's a lot more genres of games that have come through being popular in Japan than I'm aware of even. We talked recently about gacha games on our stream because of Genshin Impact, but you know, the horror genre like this, there's like the waifu games, and then there's this whole like kind of simulator, story simulator thing. I think this fits in that sort of world, doesn't it? I don't think it's going to be exactly what we expect of in a game, and maybe we're going to be doing something weird with photography or something.
Search of her lost memories.
Oh, she don't have a gun for a start.
Use the camera obscura to repel evil spirits and uncover the memories that were sealed away. A dark curse looms near. What ancient rituals will be revealed? Fatal Frame, Mask of the Lunar Eclipse.
For those that are into that,
first time in the West on Nintendo Switch.
First time in the West. There you go. You see, I told you, it's some kind of thing that's popular elsewhere.
There's a new hero.
Oh, look at this! It reminded me of Genshin Impact. A new hero for Smash.
Looks mechanical.
Not for Smash, surely. Expansion pass. Oh no, this is Monster Hunter, isn't it?
Introducing
Xenoblade Chronicles 3. What? No, I played Xenoblade Chronicles X. I tell you, I played Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U, and chuffing hell, it was like hours. It was so big, hours and hours and hours, and never got through it all. So I'm a bit of a fan of Xenoblade Chronicles. I do like it, and I find that the different games are quite different from what I can see. So Xenoblade Chronicles 3 we're on now. Why 3? Why was I playing X and now this is 3? I'm confused, but...
Wave 2 of the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 expansion pass for
it's
the
expansion
Xenoblade
pass.
Chronicles
I've
3
missed
game.
3.
This is Ino, a new hero. She appears to be, mechanical?
And again, I think with the huge success of Genshin Impact, many companies are going to be looking at their product and saying, you know, should we maybe push it this way a little bit? Maybe Xenoblade was already in this ballpark already, but new heroes, like in Genshin Impact, when you get a new character, like it's a bit like that, isn't it? Adding to the game in that way. Clever.
Complete her quest to
I told you I was going to relate it all to Genshin Impact. I tell you what, I'm just so excited because I love Genshin Impact and I love games and I fucking love Zelda and it's coming.
for join your party.
So
Expanding
this looks
your
good,
options for class.
but skip.
Get drawn into these Nintendo Switch games. Nautical nonsense begins when SpongeBob and Patrick make a...
Okay, SpongeBob, is it going to be a tie-in where, you know, you get these games that are based on tie-ins and they just think, okay, we've got the picture, we've got the name, that's enough? Or is it going to be a fucking good game? Like with South Park, they went ahead and made a proper game, didn't they? But with some other games that I've played over the years, they've just been like, why don't we put Spider-Man in this basic platformer go? Or, do you remember that awful Superman game? So you don't know what's coming up really, but...
wish that unravels the very fabric of the universe. In this 3D platforming adventure, you'll...
Makes sense to be a 3D platformer reminiscent of the Mario Odyssey and... yeah, it makes sense to do that.
travel through portals.
Looks quite good as well. Like, we're now up to the point in video game technology, aren't we, where the things you see and imagine in your mind, oh, imagine if you had a SpongeBob game. Well, there he is running around the real world. It looks bang on. It looks up to speed. When I was a kid, like, I'll show you quickly, we had like games of films. Like my first games of the films was I had a Spectrum ZX and I had RoboCop and I had Batman. So like when I'm talking about a game of the film, like, and I'm talking about this sort of stuff, oh god, it brings back memories. God, that brings back memories. Like, it is Batman going around, and you did actually fight the Joker, but, you know, it's not really like the film, is it? It's a game with the themes from the film stamped over the game, and that was Batman to me, the film of the game. This is actually, you're in SpongeBob, like, no question, you're in it now, aren't you? Like, your imagination is manifest.
To 7 outlandish wish worlds, like prehistoric kelp forest and Wild West jellyfish fields. Explore using all sorts of wacky moves.
And I think what's a good idea, and what they've done, which is sensible, is they've not tried to reinvent the wheel here. Like a Mario Odyssey style game, you can see you've got rings, you've got coins, you've got stuff like that. It means if you're a game developer, you are going to be able to get hold of the concept quite simply and, you know, maybe work some little clever bits in here and there. You know, some maybe more SpongeBob-y related bits, some little mini games here and there, but generally, like, the concept is going to be solid and it's going to work. So I do see that you know, rather than trying to create a whole new gaming experience for SpongeBob, why don't we take what's going to be a popular IP and make a game that fucking works and isn't a load of shit, and maybe isn't going to be the best game ever in the world. You never know. Sometimes these platformers that don't ostensibly reinvent the wheel, sometimes they turn out to be some of the most solid, you know, because they're able to perceive all of the different platformers that have gone before and all the different things that need ironing out. Maybe they do really good. This one is actually a really fucking solid game, and maybe it's just like a run around with SpongeBob, and, you know, after a few hours you're done, and it was a bit of fun. But somewhere in the middle there will be fine.
On over 30 fantastic cosmic costumes and meet your favorite Bikini Bottom residents from the TV series, voiced by their original actors.
That's it.
Good.
Soak up SpongeBob SquarePants The Cosmic Shake, launching on Nintendo Switch next year.
That looks like a blast. Bit interesting as well. I don't think the SpongeBob generation, like, we're not kids anymore, are we? Or they are not kids, I should say. SpongeBob was a little after my time. But like, I don't think the SpongeBob generation are kids anymore, so I hope there's enough in that to keep them amused. And maybe it might be people actually buying it for their kids and saying, hey, Daddy used to watch SpongeBob play this game. I don't know.
You're all ready.
I was going to say that looked like... And why, when are we getting our Fallout New Vegas on the Switch? When are we getting that? But that looked like a Fallout game there for a minute, but no, not anymore.
Fit? Box with familiar characters.
Oh, fitness boxing. Do you know what? I've got fitness boxing, and I can't be asked to do it. I've got a punch bag, and I do some fitness boxing. Now we're in this room. Maybe I'm in the room, and maybe I'll get the punch bag up, and we I don't know. All sorts of possibilities in the room. But fitness boxing, I'm actually a big fan of it. It works really well with the Switch because you put your Joy-Cons in your hands and it feels your movements. The only problem with fitness boxing is that I'm a southpaw and it is predominantly for right-handers. But it's good, fitness boxing is, and to keep updating it with different modes and different ideas is good. I don't know if I want to buy it again. You know, after having bought one and seen that there was another one come out that I ignored, I don't know if I need to spend any more money, but maybe you should be doing DLC. But to actually reinvent it in this way is quite interesting, because fitness boxing in itself is a bit more fitness based. It's bright colours, it's Lady Gaga songs, and it's fitness boxing. And then this is a bit more like doing some punching. Maybe you could combine fitness boxing with a bit more an adventure as well. Maybe that's this.
Fist of the North Star. They'll be your instructors in exercise mode, leading you through various boxing drills. Defeat as many enemies as you can with just your fists in battle mode. Or
Clever.
Take on rivals in boss battles.
And interesting that I think this is probably going to approach a more traditional video game market of younger boys, but fitness boxing itself, whilst it's boxing, seems to be a bit more about the, you know, the Wii, the Wii U, the Wii Fit, all that stuff. Not being sexist, not being patriarchal, but it's clearly aimed to open up a wider audience of maybe women, you know, that like doing different things with their Xbox than killing zombies. But this is fitness boxing for an arcade enjoyer.
Including Jaggy, fitness boxing.
The only problem with fitness boxing, not the only, but one of the problems with fitness boxing as well, is that you don't actually hit anything. You don't have a punch bag, you've got no resistance. And that's the same with virtual reality boxing for me, is that virtual reality boxing is awful for me because when I get hit, I don't feel it, so I don't move, dodge, get hurt, none of that. And when I hit, there's no resistance. So like it's like shadow boxing, but you see the thing and you hit, but there's no, your hand goes right through it. You need some way of combining an actual physical thing that you strike or some resistance with boxing, or actually, I don't want to be punched in the face. But in VR, if I don't have to dodge because it goes right through my face, it just loses all that realism. And you think, I'm in there, I'm in VR and I'm going to box. Yes, it's like real boxing in VR. It's nothing like it. And then the walking as well. Like one of them has got, you do this with your hands to move in one of them. And like, that's like, you would never in a boxing match, in an actual combative situation, you wouldn't do this with your hands. So it's, boxing on virtuality for me is a no, and boxing like this, fitness boxing, I do it for shadow boxing, but actual, you know, getting anything out of it from a combative striking sports sense, it just lacks that impact. So it really can never get any better than that unless someone's punching me in the face and allowing me to punch them.
Fist of the North Star launches on Nintendo Switch,
that looks cool.
March 2023. This
And I
ain't
think,
your uncle's dog.
I will say as well, I think anything that's fitness related, that's, you know, people are sitting in front of their computers, aren't they? Whoa, I'm doing it now. But if you're encouraged to get off your chair and move around with a game, I think that's a really good thing. And the more, the merrier.
Ball. Throw whatever you can at opponents in this hilariously hard-hitting party game. Embrace the absurdity of frantic minigames, each one featuring ridiculous rules in madcap arenas.
So this is like Mario Party crossed with Fall Guys. Okay.
Customize your character from head to toe with hundreds of accessories. Plus, challenge up to 6 friends and frenemies in local and online.
We've had quite a few fun parties where we've been playing Mario Party. And I'm a bit bored of it, to be honest, because, you know, there's only so many times you can do those mini games. But throw another one of these at me, yeah, I'd pay a tenner maximum. Probably wouldn't get much use out of it though. Only a few bashes with a few friends, but
They won't.
it's always a shame. I mean, hopefully there's an online system with it, because it's always a shame when you get a game like Mario Party or something like that, and it sits on your shelf until your friends come round. And there's not much point in doing a one-player Mario Party in my feelings. So, but it is a real blast when you've got mates around and. You just whack it on the telly and anyone can get involved, even your nan can have a go on Mario Party, so it's always a bit of fun.
Oddballers launches on Nintendo Switch early next year. A small fox washes ashore on a ruin.
Just like Oddballers, this has that indie look to it, that indie vibe, which is great, you know, the old Unity assets, the old Unity, no problem with that. I really like the feel that you get when you say, okay, this has got that indie vibe, and you kind of instantly slip into this, I do, into this sort of comfortable feeling of, oh, this could be a bit artistic. Oh, someone might have a bit of an idea here, and it sort of switches me on rather than off, even though the graphics aren't wow. I like it.
Island. Brave the unknown in this isometric action-adventure game.
Okay.
Your only clue here is the manual.
Which is fucking foreign, is it? So I don't know what that says, but...
Traverse the island's interconnected realms.
Is that in foreign or is that just Fox language?
To retrieve its missing pages.
Bit of an interesting concept, reminding me of when I was a kid and I used to actually get a manual with the game and, you know, look at it.
Dangerous traps and even more dangerous monsters.
It's all about how it plays and how they've thought out their ideas in the game, isn't it? Because it could be a bit boring and a bit formulaic, or it could be really interesting. You don't know until you get halfway through, son.
Lurk around every corner.
But it looks acceptable to me. And I'll tell you what I really love about games like this on the Switch is that when they're on the Switch, you can just basically you download that. I tend to download them on a sale, a game like that, and then it'll sit on my Switch for a little bit, and then there'll be a day where I'm traveling somewhere or I'm on a plane maybe, and I'll be like, oh, I can have a good go on this. And I think they really sit nicely on the Switch for that portability aspect. What's this then?
2 front mission games are storming in.
I don't recognise the front mission games, but I recognise this genre, and I've got a really good one already that's a bit less realistic, but what's it called? Should have the Switch up here with me, shouldn't I? Into the Fray, I think it's called. So I don't need another one of these, but I see why these are fun. This is good. Yeah, looks interesting. Turn-based combat, mechs, front mission first.
Switch next year. And in the future, a remake of Front Mission 3 will also launch on Nintendo Switch.
Fair play. And I love that as well. I love it when they bring out a new game for a series and say, oh, by the way, why don't you have the old ones that were popular as well? I think that's really nice when they do that. The only thing is, I think like the Turtles, they need to make them a bundle. Just throw it in. If you're releasing the new one, and just throw it in with it. Don't do this bundle where it's like 15 quid each game and you get 5 games. No, just I'll buy the new one, and as I buy the new one, say, oh, by the way, you can also download this for free. There's the old one. Enjoy it. Because, you know, but that's just me.
It's a wonderful life for a new generation.
Is it? What's this?
After nearly 20 years, a beloved farming experience is reborn.
It's Story of Seasons, it's called. I thought this was going to be... God, I can't remember the name of it. There used to be one like this on the Super Nintendo.
Welcome back to Forgotten Valley. Here, you'll manage a farm passed down to you by your father. Okay, it's obvious. You know what's going on. You know, there's no question about it. Now it's called an Animal Crossing-esque game, isn't it? But it's not an Animal Crossing-esque game. There was a name for it. Hang on, I'll just quickly ask the internet, and I'll be like, oh, of course. And let me just check my chat, because I haven't been checking chat. No, you're not in chatting. No one knows I'm here. Secret stream. Let's enter into the Firefox, and I'm going to do SNES farming game, and it will just tell me straight away, won't it? Harvest Moon, of course. Harvest Moon. What am I saying? Although Harvest Moon didn't look the same when you're running around, now, if like in Harvest Moon on the SNES, it didn't, you know, look like Zelda, but Harvest Moon evolved, didn't it? So if I put Harvest Moon, like it looks, the more recent Harvest Moon will look exactly. There we go, GameCube version of this, but that's Harvest Moon as I'm thinking in my brain when I say Harvest Moon, and then that's this. So it's very Harvest Moon, isn't it? But maybe this came first, and I'm just ignorant. Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life launches on Nintendo Switch, summer 2023.
Looks good. Just going to do a sound check. Ignorant.
Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life launches on Nintendo...
Yep, fine, I think, fine. Next. What's this? Splatoon. Now, they recently released Splatoon 3. I had Splatoon 2. It cost me $60. £60? which in American money is like $80, $90, $100. It was expensive as games go, but I was really excited to get it on the Switch and get back into the Splatoon world. And then I had to pay for the subscription, you know, the online service, and I played a lot. None of my other mates wanted to play it with me, so I was on my own there, and I ended up petering out with it, you know, just ending up playing other stuff. And then they've re-hyped it, Splatoon 3. But from what I can see, it's the same fucking game. I don't want to pay 60 quid for an updated Splatoon. I want you to take Splatoon 2 that I've already bought and just fucking update it. Like, I know you want your new release every year, every 3 years, but you haven't done anything different enough to the game to call it a new... It's not on. If anything, it should be like $10. If you've already got Splatoon 2, just $10 and we'll upgrade you. Not like an entirely new... And what I've seen of... You know, internationally, Japan, it's big, player base, whatever. But for me, I'll play it for about 6 weeks and then I'll peter out. Like, I'll be hardcore, grind it, love it, do the the adventure mode. And then once that's done, I'll peter out. So I don't want to spend another 60 quid to peter out. I might as well just play the old Splatoon 2 and peter out in a week. I'm surprised that they've done it in this way when every other game they update, you know, when you get a new Mario, it's big. Hopefully we're going to be seeing something about Zelda today, and that's going to be big. And I don't think there's enough big with the new Splatoon. A few new guns, a few new maps, but essentially everything else, like the mechanics, the characterization, the stuff, everything else, very, very same. So, you know, a few new guns and a few new maps, that doesn't sound like a £60. It's just, I feel like it should just be cheaper. And I sound like an old fuddy-duddy maybe, because I'm used to spending a certain amount on a game and getting everything. And like, if today's day and age is like this, then like FIFA, I bought a new FIFA every year, and each time it got better, and it got better. Like, they come to a point where FIFA stopped getting much better. Like, the difference between FIFA 09 and FIFA 010, like FIFA 98 was probably when I started. So the difference every year on year was big. Like, you had new cameras, you had new mechanics. Then they got to a point where there's not much new happening. It's still the same mechanics, it's still the same engine, it's still the same controls. It's just the new characters, it's just the new teams. And I ended up doing it biannually then, like every 2 years. If the new FIFA's no different, why do I need to buy the new FIFA? I don't want it to go like that with Splatoon as well. I'd rather they were just a bit more... I know they make a lot of money off it, and I know it's, you know, a full development cycle and everything, but it just feels like... I mean, am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe someone in chat or maybe someone in comments should tell me why I'm wrong, but I can't see what's worth the big money here. But then again, now everyone that loves Splatoon is playing on the new version. So, like, if you want to be in the zone with the crowd, you know, if you want to be in that hype zone, you've got to buy the new version because everyone's moved there now. What's happening? Splatfest, yeah. Right, so that's not different, is it? But it makes me want to be there, but I can't unless I buy the new Splatoon.
To a deserted island. As for me, I've already decided.
This is really interesting to me. I think I really want to play it. I really want to play Triangle Strategy. I really want to play Octopath Traveler. They've got really weird names, a really beautiful style, but for some reason, and again, it's that hours in the day thing. It's that limit on how many games I've got, how many I can play. For some reason, I just haven't, you know, I'm not a part of this, but I think it looked a part of I'm not a part of this, but the whole thing looks awesome to me. It looks beautiful and brilliant. And at some point, I know that I'm going to go back and play Octopath Traveler at some point. So I'm pleased that they keep updating and adding to it. I think the real shame in the West is that it's called Octopath Traveler, and the Octopath Traveler is like, you know, what kind of yeah, you can play 8 different characters. You can do the game 8 times with 8 different stories. And Octopath, that's not a name. In the West, it's not a name for a game, Octopath Traveler. You know, what's in a name? A rose by any other name would still smell as sweet. But do you really want to put your nose in a shit bloom? So, you know, I think that just calling it something different would have massively helped. Like Fire Emblem Warriors sounds awesome, doesn't it? Fire Emblem, what's that? Fire Emblem. Oh, I'll have a look at that. Like, whereas Octopath Traveler, oh yes, Octopath Traveler. Like, no thanks. So they really need to work on the. It's too late now. They've done it, and it'll be one of these things that if it's good enough, and I think it is. They'll look. People will start. It'll be one of those evergreen games that has like instead of one huge big peak where loads of people play it and then it tails off. It's going to be like a steady grower, and there's always going to be some people discovering it for new and saying, "Oh my god, I didn't realise this was this good." Because the funny name, I just kind of ignored it. I think it's Octopath Traveler 2. Boom, big news. If only it wasn't called Octopath Traveler.
What you just saw was Octopath Traveler 2 from Square Enix. Please look forward to the journeys of 8 new heroes. Let's
Goes
see
without
some
saying,
more
doesn't it?
headlines.
Didn't need to do that bit. Could have just edited that out. He just said that was that, and now is this.
Home is waiting for you. Welcome to your new fairy tale life in Fae Farm. Cultivate your homestead.
Fucking hell. Do you think that maybe? That what was it called on the island? Animal Crossing. Do you think maybe Animal Crossing was popular or something? Do you think maybe maybe it's quite easy to slam together a bit of a... Oh, it's a dungeon runner as well as a farmer. Combining the dungeon as the farm. It's multiplayer. Looks alright. Doesn't look like it's going to blast anything else out of the water, does it? Just looks of a style, of a genre. And looks like a fairly decent version of that. Because they've added a couple of extra things, which is multiplayer. And obviously you've got your housing. Look, they've added multiplayer. Animal Crossing's got a bit of multiplayer, hasn't it? But this multiplayer dungeon runner as well. Reminding me a little bit of other games that opened up these ideas, like what was it called? I really enjoyed. God, my brain's not working so well for me now. Begins with an E. Moonlighter. Doesn't begin with an E, but Moonlighter was really good. So in that you were dungeon running and then selling stuff from your shop. And okay, what's this next one then? A Blast from the Past.
Enjoy iconic songs like One Winged Angel,
Theatre Rhythm.
Torn from the Heavens.
Again,
Suteki.net.
we're talking about a different genre. I'm so enthusiastic about gaming and games and stuff like this, because look at this, you've got such different stuff, haven't you? Look at this, it's totally different to what we were just looking at. Completely different. Rhythm game, it's got sort of Guitar Hero, Parappa the Rapper in its DNA, but it's gone somewhere else with it. A bit more interesting in its narrative structure. So yeah, fair play. I'm not going to play it, but fair play.
Job. After the game's launch, paid DLC songs from the Saga series.
I'm not happy with that. After its launch, paid DLC. Well, you've already got all this stuff and you didn't just put it in the game. What the fuck are you doing? This is the modern world, isn't it? Back in the day, they would make a game and they wouldn't be able to fit it all on the cartridge. Like if they wanted to do DLC and extras, and they'd make it and they wouldn't be able to fit it all in the development time. So they'd get the game finished and they'd put it out, and then there would be sometimes they'd probably make a sequel or something like that. But sometimes some stuff wouldn't get in the game if they didn't have enough time, or if they didn't finish the development cycle. But then what happened was we had the ability to sell DLC, like for you to connect up to the internet and download stuff into your machine. So they started to say, okay, look, we've got this little package of stuff we've been working on. It could have been a sequel. Why don't we just work on it, finish it a couple of months later, and we'll sell it on as DLC extra on top. And you thought, brilliant, I finished Skyrim, and now you've done me a whole extra big adventure. It's like a sequel, but I don't have to buy an entire new sequel. I just buy a little DLC. Yeah, I like that. A new adventure in the same world. And maybe you couldn't finish it all in the same cycle of development. In the couple of years you were pushing to make the original game. Maybe you had different ideas that didn't make the final cut. All in the DLC. Lovely. And you know what? I'm prepared to pay for it as well, because it's almost like a sequel. But to say these days that we've got a game and the premise is that you're going to be doing these songs and we're going to have these other 10 songs and they could just go in the game. In fact, we've taken them out of the game and we're going to sell you them on separately. That's fucking awful. That's awful. The fact they already know it's there and 10 songs already done, ready to go, DLC as of day one. No, you shouldn't. If you've got DLC within the first, say, 3 months of releasing the game, then that should not be released. It should either be held back until you've got a full DLC that's worth the money to, like, not song by song, but the whole fucking lot of songs all at once for the cheap price of a bit of DLC. Or, you know, it should be like your dessert on the end of a meal or something. It shouldn't be like, you know, you sit down and do you want a Coca-Cola? Yes, I drink a lot of these cans of Coca-Cola on stream, thank you. And it's a terrible drink run by an awful company. Yeah, but anyway, so that's going to cost you extra. Yeah, of course, put it on the bill. No, you're going to have to pay for these as you go. All right? I can't just have it all in with my dinner and just pay for one thing. No. Infinite refills, mate, come on. DLC, stick that up your ass.
Is just around the corner.
What's this?
Blast off on an adventure of galactic proportions with
Mario Rabbids.
and the
I don't know why they think this is so good. I don't know why they think Mario Rabbids is so good. I got it. When the Switch first came out, you didn't have any choice, did you? Because you had a limit on how many games there were available. So I got Mario Rabbids because it was one of the bigger games that was available. But god damn it. I even enjoy, and I hope I'm not, you know, poo-pooing something that people like here, but what's going on? Oh, it's just quietly the music is. I actually really enjoy a turn-based strategy game, but for some reason I couldn't get my teeth into this. Just didn't do it for me. But maybe, you know, maybe an introduction to turn-based strategy for younger people. Maybe some people really like the styling. Maybe, you know, for some people this is the turn-based strategy game and they're really pleased with the 3rd edition. But for God's sake, I've had enough. Take the team off this and put them on something else, please, because we might get something, you know, of more enjoyable quality. It all looks good. It always looks good, but I don't know why. I don't have more than half an hour in me of that, and I'm like, fuck this.
Between humans
What's
and
next?
monsters. Rune Factory 3 returns on Nintendo Switch.
Rune Factory, so that's a popular title. Again, we've got almost like a consistent theme on this edition, haven't we? There's been a few different games, but generally we've got this sort of indie style, what you today might call indie style, anime styled. You've got anime influences. You've got little RPGs. There's a lot of RPG, anime,
with the locals, cultivate
farming,
crops, and care for monsters.
Do you know what I mean? You're going to be sport for choice if that's your type of game, aren't you? But somebody's not going to be making bank because you can't release all these games at the same time and expect everyone to play them all.
Among other relaxing
Everyone can do
activities.
fishing. Everyone can do and you got
Factory 3
put on at the
special
end. So
launches on
sorry,
Nintendo
Rune Factory,
Switch
you've been
next
binned
year.
off. What's next? Oh, the N64 games. Okay, let's look.
Wings 64.
Why was that not the first one? Do you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? Like, they released the N64 package and no Pilot Wings 64. Now, Pilot Wings was massive on the SNES, and it wasn't as massive on the 64, but it was anticipated and interesting, and, you know, the system itself was able to do some new stuff. And games like Pilot Wings were the early games that exploited the new stuff, that showed you what it could do. So for it to not be on that initial package, for me to be paying my subscription for this Nintendo 64 stuff, and it to not have all the fucking games, like, Jesus, oh, we finally got Pilot Wings, well done. I love Nintendo, but come on, man.
Mario Party.
Again, oh, that's about to come out. I should be hyped. Instead, I'm a bit confused why it's not been there from day one.
Mario Party 2.
Again, is it that hard to you know, whack your already emulated content onto your live subscription service that cost fucking pay through the nose for? Come on. But good.
Mario Party 3.
Not going to be short of Marios to party with, are you?
Pokemon Stadium.
Pokemon games, always big. So, again, they were games that I thought, when they first released the online service, why are they not on it? And you realise the Pokemon Company and that, they've got so much money, they could be churning those out. So
Pokemon Stadium 2.
they finally got round to it.
1080 snowboarding.
Another massive game. Like, it might not have been everyone's cup of tea, but I remember when the N64 came out originally, and it's not like these days, when these systems came out, it wasn't like they had 50 companies pumping out titles and you go on the eShop and there's just a slew of shit. And in fact, the Switch was a bit like this initially as well, which was that there wasn't that much content on day one. So 1080p snowboarding, 1080 snowboarding. I remember having this, I remember playing it, I remember taking it, I swapped it with another game at the game shop, but it was a lot of fun, and it again showed off what the console could do at the time. So surprised it wasn't on the original offering, but here it is.
Excite Bike 64.
I never had it, but it was
These games will gradually be
in that genre of things. Like I said, those are all proper What? 2022, 2023? Are you fucking having a piss out of me? I mean, I know you can't play them all the way through quickly. You can't have them all at once because you can't play them all at once. But you can actually, when you load these things up on the old system, it's a couple of days. It's not like a fucking 40-hour session. It's Pilot Wings. Do you remember that? I'll do some of the missions. Okay, it wasn't as big as I thought it was, and it wasn't as good as I thought it was. Looking back, like now I'm used to much better things. It's not quite cutting the mustard. I think I'll go and play on my Genshin Impact, but I enjoy going and having a look. But 2022, 2023, I thought that was all coming out now, and then 2023 you'll get another 10 games. Where's GoldenEye?
Added in the future. You can
Stop
play a
moaning
selection
now.
of Nintendo
Where's my
64
Zelda?
games
Cheer me
and
up with
enjoy
Zelda.
many
Come on.
more gaming benefits.
Stop taking the
with
piss
an
out of me.
active Nintendo Switch Online
Because
Plus.
look, you don't just you buy the online and you have to buy the separate. I want it all in one. I want to pay for a Switch, like I used to pay for a Nintendo, and I want to pay for the games. I'm happy to do that. I don't want to pay. I'm happy to, but you get your money. But to do this online service might cost some money. Might be an online. Okay, I'll pay a little subscription, and then you're starting to bleed me. But to do it add on, at least you can turn it off once you've played a couple of the games. That's the only reason I'm not playing Mario Kart now, and I fucking love Mario Kart all my life. But the Booster Course Pass thing, like, why isn't it all just free? Bang in the game, bang. Like, why do I have to have a pass? Season pass. Like, leave me alone. I bought Mario Kart. I bought it every fucking time it came out. I bought Mario Kart on the SNES. I bought Mario Kart on the N64. How many times do you want me to buy Mario Kart? Now you want me to sign up and subscribe to Mario Kart? Are you kidding?
Expansion Pack membership. Oh, and there's one more game we should mention.
Oh, here we go then. No? Oh, you fucking beauty! No. They haven't, have they? Yes! Okay, I'll pay for it. Okay, that's fine. You can have a. Take my money. Shut up and take my money. With online play. Online play. Oh, the speedrunners are going to go fucking tits for this. The speedrunners are going to go tits for this. Oh, we're going to have to play it. We're going to have to, not just, we're going to have to play the full GoldenEye on stream. Oh, it's giving me goosebumps. This is giving me goosebumps. It's making me feel like I might want to cry. Oh, thank you, Nintendo. They do pull it out of the bag. They do pull it. Oh, the music. Oh, they're pulling it out of the bag. Let me play you something and then see if we cry. See if we can have a cry. GoldenEye. I just want to put Goose's game folklore. Our White Goose. I will say before I promote him, Our White Goose was in a controversy about nationalism and some comments on some forums. So I don't know if he retracted that. I see him as quite a genuine and nice person, but I don't know his deep politics, and I don't want to go there with this conversation. So he's got a really good YouTube channel about GoldenEye speedrun, and he's one of the GoldenEye top speedrunners, and he's been in it all. He's got these videos, yeah, and I watch them, and I like Goose's Game of Folklore, yeah, but they're running out of things to say about GoldenEye, and the records do still get broken. Let's just pick a video about a speedrun. The speedrun records are still being broken by new players, even players that didn't play GoldenEye when I was a kid. But
amazing untitled record on a very challenging stage. Silo Situation is one of the game's laggiest stages, since there are so many guards in tight spaces, and their additional health makes it hard to pass them all away, something often done to help reduce lag in-game. Of course, the N64's 4MB RAM isn't exactly conducive to a low lag environment. Just imagine trying to run Google Chrome off of that. As a result, this record proved incredibly difficult to tie with only 2 top players.
So you see that the way they play the game is different from the way we used to play it. We used to sit and play 4-player, and we'd sit on a sofa, right? Me and my mates would sit on a sofa in a garage, a little electric heater on sometimes, smoking and playing GoldenEye, and just playing GoldenEye and smoking. And we played a fuck lot of GoldenEye 4-player, right? GoldenEye was the game. So when they do this speed running, like, you know what speed running is, playing it as quick as possible. GoldenEye has its own timer on each of the levels, so it's a perfect game to speed run. The levels are timed. You're asked to set a time. Look at the end there, it says best time. So you're asked to set a time. We all used to try and do it as fast as possible. It was difficult. And so what they do when you see these runs, they're looking at the floor a lot, because like he just said, the games lag a bit. You know, they're not the modern systems, so they might lag a bit, they might have a few issues. So they look at the floor all the time, and that stops the game from slowing down when you can see all these other things happening in the screen. So it's all about speed. So sometimes these speed runs don't look as interesting as the original gameplay, because, you know, they're just blasting through it and they're avoiding as much stuff as they can. They're very skilled and they look at the floor a lot. But knowing what GoldenEye has been, how difficult it was as a kid, you know, the speed runs are super impressive. Like, you know, knowing GoldenEye, that's one aspect of it. It's super impressive. And then the determination. Like, a speedrunner will play a game like 9 hours a day. I don't know how many hours a day they do it, you know, as many hours as they can. They'll play the same level over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Like, the dedication, the commitment, the learning the run, the little tricks, the little glitches, these people have been playing these games for years. And when I say playing these games, I mean playing this game, the same game, running the same level, trying to shave a second off a time, trying to discover a new technique. There's just so much gone into it, so much commitment and passion, and it's kept the game alive over all these years. It's maintained a community, maintained a passionate player base, and it's kept the game alive over all these years. It's a cult status now, GoldenEye. It's reached cult status, and we've all got these wonderful memories of the co-op gameplay. So to have the co-op gameplay online now is going to be, you don't understand, like, you can't understand how big that's going to be. They think Splatoon, and, you know, I was saying earlier about Splatoon. You think Splatoon, GoldenEye online co-op is not co-op, sorry, online. Like, forget your Battle Royale, forget your Fortnite. This is bigger than Fortnite. I predict that for a time on Twitch, GoldenEye co-op, not co-op, you know, GoldenEye online multiplayer, that's the one I'm looking for, multiplayer, is going to be huge. This is big. This was Fortnite back in the day, but you had to sit in your garage with your mates. Like, this is absolutely huge. So we're going to have a quick look at this speed. Now that I've explained all this, yeah, these speed runs, and the idea that you might dedicate yourself to running and running and running a game. You know, it's like a sport. It's like I've been with the world's strongest men, seeing the amount of commitment they put in, and it's similar. What these speedrunners do, the commitment, the drive, the dedication, the sacrifice, and it gets me emotional. So now we're going to watch Streets 112. So now I've outlined, I mean, most people understand what I'm talking about. It's not going to look impressive on the screen because they're going to be looking at the floor. But what they used to do was they used to video their speedruns with a video camera and talk, you know, they upload them to the internet and show you, this is the run I did, and this is my evidence, I've done it because I've recorded it. This is like before capture cards. So Streets 112 was, Ryan Lockwood did the run, and then he commentated over the run and uploaded it as a proof of, you know, an evidence. And the video itself this in itself has achieved cult status, and I just want to hear it again.
RL time. Me
and Mark Rutsu. Me and fucking Mark Rutsu. That's fucking right. I skipped 113.
I'm a fucking legend.
GoldenEye, man.
I've seen a 113, and I never fucking will.
I'm getting GoldenEye on the internet.
To the day I fucking die. Yes! Every time I get a fucking lucky break in this fucking game, motherfuckers, and I clutch the goddamn grenade launcher. That's fucking right.
Hello, commentator. Hello, chatter.
Right here, it's this one. My insane pace.
This is a little.
Right here, this is the 112.
Yes. Right
here, yes. This is fucking it.
Little test stream. This one.
I'm gonna have to find the actual whole vid off of it, and I'm gonna have to get it. Dude, what a rush! What a rush! Watch this. Watch when I get the grenade launcher.
Yes! GoldenEye!
Look at that. See how fast my pace is? Right in the fucking head! Yeah! Got a fucking 112, baby! That's right, you see that clutchness?
This is gonna go
fucking
off.
clutch! Look at this fucking line I take. I'm like, yeah, baby! Let's fucking do this!
This whole community's going to explode again.
Right when he starts firing, they're trying to back boost me, the double.
And there'll be all new
Body
kids
armor.
doing it.
Two
and they'll
quick
be better.
ones. I already know I'm getting there on the perfect line. Look at the fucking pace!
And we can all play with each other.
49!
All over the world.
47, baby! That's fucking right! That's fucking it! Fucking pumped watching this one again. I waited to cinema too because I said, oh my god, it might be 112. And it fucking is! It fucking is, baby! Yeah! Look at me typing to you guys. You guys didn't believe me.
I'm typing a storm.
I'm typing a storm. Dude, I fucking just got Streets 112 and it's not fucking coming on. Yes! I fucking did it! That's right! I skipped 113. I'm a legend. I am a fucking legend.
I've never even seen a
fucking
113.
I am a fucking legend.
GoldenEye is legendary. GoldenEye is legendary. The people that still keep it alive all these years, like, I feel so... I'm gonna cry. Like, I feel so happy for them. I feel so happy for them. Like, you've got these websites, like you've got it's called The Elite, isn't it? The Elite GoldenEye. Like, you've got these world record rankings, the elite rankings. Like, they've never gone away. Like, they've kept it alive all these years. I feel like I'm gonna cry. Look at all their records. Look at all the commitment. Look at all the drive. Look at these names, these legends. These legends. You know, I watch their videos. And these days, I got emotional now, I'm actually crying because the Queen died. These days, you've got people like Carl Jobs and...
Hello, you have...
They've branched out into talking about other things. You know, they've become YouTubers in their own right. He's a GoldenEye. You know, I can't even begin to imagine how excited Carl Jobs feels seeing that announcement. Seeing that... Like, I can't believe, I can't wait to see their reactions. We should mention there's one more game. Nintendo, just do it, don't they? They just do it. They just know exactly what they're doing. They just do it. Well done. I just asked for it. I said, where's my GoldenEye? You know, I'm fucking waiting for this.
Should mention.
I thought we'd never, I tell you what, I thought we'd never get it as well. I thought we'd never get it because Rare company, that the game that, the people that developed it, they don't exist anymore, and they bought the rights to GoldenEye, didn't they? And so they had all the James Bond stuff in the game. And when I said earlier about, you know, I played Batman and that was the game of the film, this was the fucking game of the film. This was, you were actually in GoldenEye, and like, it was better than the film. And I thought they'd never get it because I thought they'd never get the licenses. I thought they'd never get it. Resurrected. GoldenEye will never die. Resurrected. Look at that. With online play. Online play. Online play. Hello, the Whisper Kids. Hello, chat. I will tell you, I'm going to find it really difficult to keep up with chat because I've got a tiny little laptop. This is a new room that I'm streaming in. This is a test stream on Battery Exhausted. In the main, I've been streaming on this other channel called Ganji Kid, and I've been streaming on Twitch, and it's been going really well. And I'm just setting up a new room upstairs, so I'm doing a test stream to react to this on my new laptop, which was graciously provided for me through the donations and tips through the system of streaming. So I'm really lucky. I'm a lucky bugger, and I've just become a super lucky bugger because wow. Oh, can you imagine? I'm supposed to be a Genshin Impact streamer. That's going to have to go in the bin. GoldenEye 24/7. You see those streamers that are sleeping. You know, you watch those streamers and they're asleep in the bed when that. I won't be doing that. I'll be 24/7 GoldenEye. I'm going to have to buy one of those controllers again, and it won't feel bad to get it. It'll feel like a joy. This is like my childhood. It's more than my childhood, though, because like I said, I was becoming a young adult and we were being naughty. You know, I was learning to become a naughty young adult. We were smoking and, you know, hitting buckets, and I shouldn't say that on the internet, but fuck it, you know, hitting buckets and stuff, and then banging out GoldenEye all night, because we weren't old enough to go to a pub, and we weren't old enough to go to a club, but we were old enough to be a bit naughty and hang out with our mates, and do you know what I mean? Sitting in your mate's garage playing GoldenEye on the N64. Everyone's going to want to be Oddjob. Oh, do you know what they can do as well? I mean, they're not going to. I hope they don't. I hope they just leave it as it is. But they have got the opportunity to say, hey, why don't we put a new map in? Why don't we put a new, you know, why don't we get in contact with the old developers and say, you fancy making a few updates here and there? Not change the game, but like a bit of extra. Like, there's possible for that. I don't. That's like wishing for, you know, that's like wishing for extra. I don't need to wish for extra. I don't need to wish for extra. All wishes come true. With online play. You cheeky buggers.
Why not mix things up with these Nintendo Switch games? Live your best life on the newly discovered continent of Antuisia in this...
Well, that looks shit, doesn't it, compared to GoldenEye now?
Immersive RPG.
An immersive... another one, a bit like Octopath Traveler. You can just leave me alone.
Over 100 types of daily tasks
Ooh,
to build,
leave me alone.
gain access to
Oh, you
different
got ears.
jobs.
Leave me alone. Looks cheap, this does. Looks cheaper than
Various
GoldenEye.
Daylife.
Leave me alone. What's it called?
Nintendo
Various
Switch.
Daylife. It's another one of these. It's like an Octopath. Why do they put these underlines? This annoys me about this. They do it with Octopath Traveler. Underlining's not necessary because you can make the words bold and big on the screen. So underlining is unnecessary, and it actually makes it harder to read sometimes from a distance. So you don't need underlining. No one uses underlining anymore. Word for Windows, underline. No thanks. Various Daylife. It's not GoldenEye, is it? So
Later
what do you want to do with that? Throw it straight in the bin.
Build a new rocket from scratch in this management sim game.
Factorio.
Scour the planet for materials.
That's been a big trend. It was a big
And build
trend
machines to
on Twitch, wasn't it? Lots of people were playing it, and it's interesting to see PC games like this come to Switch. It's perfect handheld fodder, isn't it? It's exactly the sort of game that if you're sitting on the train for a couple of hours or something, you can sit and have a good go at that. Loving it on the handheld. So yes, big happy days for that. Big thumbs up. Well done.
It's an art museum
What's this?
with their parents in this 2D exploration adventure.
Playism. Again, I love games that are different like this, indie titles, so big thumbs up for this. We'll probably get this and probably play it. Just the fact that you set it in an art gallery, that's done it for me. I'm happy with it. We'll see what's about to happen. I haven't said that.
Will she be able to safely return to her own world? Every decision affects her fate in Ib. Launching on Nintendo.
It looks to me that does like a little bit like I can see you chatting. If you want to chat, you can chat. Don't worry, I can still see you chat. But this looks to me like it looks to me. It reminds me of Undertale.
Switch Spring 2023.
Like Undertale-esque, if you know what I mean.
Mario Strikers Battle League.
Never played this, but looking at it here, it reminds me of NHL hockey. Do you remember NHL hockey on the SNES? I used to fucking love that. Wayne Gretzky's NHL hockey? Anyway, I used to be Chicago and I used to love it. Chicago and Detroit. Detroit, Chicago. Chicago's in Detroit.
Players locally on one system can get
Detroit's
Goody is getting a second free update. Joining the roster are Pauline, a physical powerhouse with fast
So more characters for this, yeah, fine.
Fine.
Fine. I might have a look at it someday. Whatever.
とある予感がした。どこまでも眩しくて想像しいあの夏が始まる。
Another anime Japanese
そ
game.
んな予感が。
When strange islands suddenly appear, Ryza and friends set sail to investigate in order to protect their homeland from impending danger.
Yeah, it's not GoldenEye though, is it? So, you know, it looks a bit like Genshin Impact. It looks a bit like Genshin Impact, doesn't it, actually? Fucking hell. They're all picking up on this Genshin Impact thing, aren't they? They've obviously, in all the offices around the world that people make games, they've said, can we go pushing it a little bit more like Genshin Impact, please? Because that's fucking massive.
Which can be swapped out when needed. Teamwork is paramount after all.
It's Genshin Impact.
New features are also in store. The keys to this lively adventure are in your hands.
Looks alright, that does. That looks like a blast.
Atelier Ryza 3, Alchemist of the End, and the Secret...
I mean, I'm only saying that, I'm only joking because I've been playing a lot of Genshin Impact. I know that other games were around before Genshin Impact and that Genshin Impact did not invent that that style or genre. I know that, but I'm being a bit facetious because I play a lot at the moment of Genshin Impact. But I'm happy with that. That looks like something that when it's on sale, I'll probably grab it.
Launches on the Nintendo Switch system February 24th, 2023.
If I ever remember what it's called.
Wave 3 is on the way.
Okay, you know what? It's alright that you're continually eking out content for Mario Kart. It's alright to do that, so there's always something new happening. Good. But the waves, knowing that in the office they've got these courses already fucking done and they're just sitting on them, I'm not a fan. I think that we should have released Mario Kart update with everything, pay like £2. Like, you've already bought Mario Kart a million times, so I was saying this earlier. Like, you've already bought it. Like, we've already bought our Nintendos, we paid for the Mario Kart. Like, I'm happy to have it updated, yes, but I don't think we should pay through the nose for that. I don't think we need to be online subscribing. But if you are and you do, it's your thing and you get it, yeah, fine. I mean, I think you could do a bit more, to be honest, Mario Kart. I think you could do a bit more for your money there. But
active Nintendo Switch Online Plus
it is what it is.
Pack members can enjoy this DLC at no additional cost.
Oh, there you go.
The DLC can also be purchased on its own.
No extra cost if you subscribe to it and you already pay for the fucking.
How was that?
How was that?
We have some
confusing. Some things that are really good, like GoldenEye, that, like, you know, makes my heart sing, and some things that makes me go, oh, are we monetizing it like this? Are we? So, like, if up and down, to be honest, how is that up and down? Some things that I can't say, you know, that just amazing. Some things that are amazing. I'll tell you what. Also, we're getting an awful lot of RPG, farming, Harvest Moon. Anime style, you know, fold that in together with some of them being turn-based and some. We're getting an awful lot of that as well, aren't we?
About Nintendo Switch Sports.
Something to share about sports.
In the next free update, golf will be added.
All right, Nintendo Switch Sports, like Me Sports. I find this really weird as well because obviously you've got all the assets because you've just made a Mario Golf, so now we're doing this. But like, why are there two golfs and why isn't there one like really good golf instead of like cartoon golf and cartoon golf version 2? Like, you know, maybe I'm naive because I don't look for golf games. Maybe there is a good golf game already, but.
Additionally, up to 8 players online can play at the same time on the same course in survival golf.
See, that's the same as the Mario Golf, isn't it? I could start. I don't see any point in doing this at all. It's like having 2 different kinds of eggs. I don't eat eggs because I'm vegan, but like 2 different kinds of eggs with your breakfast, isn't it? It's like, do you want oat milk and soy milk? No thanks. I just have the one. I don't need 2 different guys. Who's that into golf that they need 2 different golf games? And I'll tell you what, if you are, you're not playing these ones. You're playing like Super PGA, aren't you, or something? So I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to quickly take a bathroom break. So I'm gonna leave you with the relaxing sound of Legend of Zelda's because I'm pretty confident there's going to be some Zelda update in a minute. So just stay right here because I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air. Oosh. So I bought my sister a Switch. The mouse not working now. Come on, thank you. I bought my sister a Switch. I'm back. You probably noticed. I bought my sister a Switch, and I bought it for Christmas some years ago. And it was like, it was when it first came out, and it was quite important to me that one of us had one. It was a good choice to do that. I'm thinking about this. I can't stop thinking about this damn GoldenEye. right? GoldenEye. Look at them all with their legends, and there's going to be so many more people. Imagine the speedrunning. I wonder if the speedrunning will be different on GoldenEye online. You know, on GoldenEye emulated. I wonder if they'll get better times, if they'll discover new things, different things. But I'm thinking about. It's the news. It's all over the news. It's all over. Coming soon to Xbox Game Pass. Are you fucking mental? What the fuck? No. Look how good they've made it look. There's photos. They're not. It wasn't like that. It didn't look like photos. Switch and Xbox Game Pass. Oh my god. Oh my god. Remaster. Wait. What? The original's coming to Nintendo, but Xbox is going a step further. What did I just say? They could remaster it and they could add a bit of extra here and there. Fucking yes. Hang on. Fucking hell. I don't think I've ever been this, like, 'cause I've streamed for a year, coming on 2 years now, right? And I've done some streams, and this, I don't think I've ever been this jaw dropped. I wasn't live when the Queen died, but this, oh my god. I'm excited all over again. Yeah, they don't have to do much, do they? They don't have to do much, that's all they need. Coming soon to Xbox Game Pass. Are you fucking mental? What are you... Xbox. The original developer noted on the Rare Twitter account the Xbox version would be remade for Xbox platforms. It will offer full 4K resolution, a smoother frame rate, so that's going to change speedrunning. They're going to have another category for the speedruns. Xbox. A smoother frame rate and new achievements with support for both online and split-screen multiplayer. Lovely. I hope we're cross-platforming here. Although maybe we can't because the Nintendo version will just be the original. Maybe not so much online play according to The Verge, I don't know what. The team also noted it's been working with Nintendo on their version of GoldenEye, which will be the original game made for the Nintendo Switch Online and expansion pack service. So they have got a new team going over it. It's been rumoured for many years, but yeah. And yeah, it now looks like all parties were able to collaborate because of this James Bond licence. That's what I was saying. I never thought they'd get it because of the licence. I thought no one would ever be arsed with it. Why bother? You know, it's only an emulated game back on the old Nintendo, so why bother? But obviously they realise that this is bigger than that. This is people's... It's not nostalgia. It's like a game that meant... Like, do you know you play Call of Duty? Do you know people play Call of Duty? Do you think you'd have Call of Duty without this? No. No, you wouldn't. So shut up and play this instead. This is better than that. Like, oh... It's not better, it's just different. Look. Anyway, look. Going back to this, so now it's on the Xbox as well. I can't get over it. And what I was saying was, I bought my sister a Switch, and it was a really good decision. Now I'm thinking, there's like 4 or 5 of my old mates. To be honest, they could probably afford the Switch easier than I could. Mind you, with their kids and stuff, maybe they couldn't. But the bottom line is, right, we should all be getting a Switch and online. We should all be sitting and playing this. Certain friends of mine that know exactly, they're probably not watching this, but I feel like there's a couple of them I haven't spoken to for years, and I feel like just turning up at their house with a Nintendo Switch and saying, here's this, get yourself an online, we're playing tonight. Put everything else aside and go and sit in your garage. Get yourself a bucket on the go. Right, we're back to Nintendo Direct. Oh my god.
Those with the most
golf, yeah, forget golf. I can fuck off.
Wait just a little longer. Next, we have a special guest. Mr. Miyamoto!
Uh-oh.
Hello, it's been a while. I'm Shigeru Miyamoto.
How you doing?
I have a few things I'd like to share with you today, including some news.
He's looking happy.
First, as you may have heard, the Super Mario Bros. Animated movie we're developing with Chris Meledandri from Illumination will release next spring.
Fucking ridiculous, isn't it? Ridiculous. An animated a movie. I don't care. We had Bob Holness as what was he? Not Bob Holness. Bob Hoskins as. We had the movies, new generation of movies,
Super Nintendo
whatever.
World, which is entering its second year at Universal
Super
Studios
Nintendo
Japan,
World
will also open in Hollywood, California, in the U.S.
Oh, will it?
Recently, we've been working on the finishing touches for both. Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about Pikmin.
Arlo's going to be happy, isn't he? There's something for Arlo. They've thrown Arlo a bone.
It's been over 20 years since the first game, and we're still working on the series. This is Pikmin Bloom.
Hello.
It's a smart device game we started with Niantic late last year.
Yeah, it's like Pokemon Go for Pikmin, isn't it?
Which players all over the world are planting flowers.
It didn't take off like
Here's
Pokemon,
a quick
though.
rundown of the game for those who have yet to play it.
Here's a quick rundown. It's Pokemon Go with Pikmin. So, there you go. Leave me alone. You can leave me alone. I'm not going walking around my neighbourhood. Someone tried my car door the other day and they got in my car and they went through the, I got in my car in the morning and the door was open. They'd gone through all the glove box and stuff. Thankfully, I'm a pauper, so there's nothing good for them to take. But it unnerves you a little bit. I'm not going wandering around with my head in my phone looking for Pikmin. What's this? Oh, this is the new, they're going to do a new one, a new Pikmin, are they? Like an actual full, like, 'cause they did the remaster, didn't they? They did the Wii remaster, but this is, Arlo's going to be creaming it. Arlo is going to be creaming it. I can see that blue monster now. He's going to be creaming it. Pikmin 4. Have a bit of that. I mean, it is good. It is good, and it's a grower. It's a grower. No, but it is. It grows like it over the years. Right. It's grown.
Pikmin 4 will
people
launch
have realised it's good. More and more people come in.
We won't be showing any gameplay today.
Slow burner.
However, you'll be able to play like this, from the Pikmin's perspective near the ground.
Cool.
I also made a new t-shirt.
Looks like a tub of
Nintendo
margarine.
Switch has made controlling the game simpler, meaning you can further concentrate on the core essence of Pikmin gameplay. We call it Dandori in Japanese. Or
Dandori.
strategically planning, deploying, and commanding the Pikmin.
Dandori. And I'll tell you, it's really nice that they've got a name for the actual thing that makes the game fun. The controlling and the strategizing with the Pikmin. And they've got a name for it. They really... Nintendo is such a good company. I'm not a big capitalist, am I? But Nintendo, I've got a love for over the years. They were there throughout my childhood. They've always been good. They've always come good. They've always, like, even when they went through the dark ages of the after the GameCube and the Wii U, and I didn't even know what the Wii U was for a bit. My sister had one, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's back! Like Zelda's on it, brilliant!" And then they come with the Switch. Oh, they come good, didn't they? Like, they've managed to pull this round. Hello, Capital K. You came in at the perfect moment. It's been like this all the way. This is my new room, Capital K. We're upstairs in a new room. So it looks really shit. And I've got loads of clutter. And I've got a scary doll. So, I've got a scary doll. Look, I'll show you the room since you're here. You'll like this. It's my new room. I've got too many windows. I'm only on the laptop. There's still lots to do. And I'm on the cheap microphone. And all the big kit's still downstairs. But let's have a look at the whole room. Look at this. Well... it's all rubbish, and there's a scary doll. Hello. So, I've got the DJ decks. Wiki fresh, but at the moment there's just like a scary doll on there. Wiki fresh. So, and it's just a bit of a mess. But I've cleared out some of the boxes and the crap, and now I'm in it. So, like, this is like the attic bedroom that no one uses really much at the moment. It had a lot of boxes and crap in it. And my mum's boyfriend's going to be coming to live at this house when he sells his house. So downstairs might get a bit busier. We've still got the streaming setup downstairs, my main rig, but I'm trying to get a second rig with the laptop all up and running, nice to microphone. Bit by bit we'll get there, we'll tidy up the room, and then this is like battery exhausted second stream, and we're doing Nintendo Direct.
I hope you're all looking forward to Pikmin 4. Thank you, Mr. Koizumi.
It's a good call, that is, Pikmin 4. Well done.
Thank you very much.
I'll tell you what it adds
Miyamoto.
to this, which is already the GoldenEye reveal. It adds another. We've got a lot of that other stuff, haven't we? We've got a lot of that farming and Animal Crossing-y stuff, but Pikmin adds this depth, this bit of richness to the mix, to the soup, to the broth. And for some people that's big. Like to Arlo, that is big, isn't it? Let's show you Arlo quickly. Arlo, he probably won't listen to this, probably won't hear me saying it, will he? But I watch a lot of Arlo when it comes to Nintendo. And I think Arlo, not the Blue Monster, but maybe the person that writes the Blue Monster, is of a similar perspective and age and had a similar love for Nintendo, because they seem to hit the same notes as I would play. So I like Arlo. Has he done a reaction yet? No? A bit surprised. Where's the Arlo? Oh, he's got Arlo Cast. Got other channels now. That's a podcast channel. And anyway, Arlo, he'll be really hyped for Pikmin. This is coming towards the end now. And now, listen, there's only 15 minutes left in this, and I'm really excited for Zelda, because I scroll down and it's there. The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. I know it's coming, so I'm really excited for it. So come on. They can't shock me though, because it's written underneath. The next level of dance.
Your dancing game to the next level.
I don't think anyone's going to care as much as they care about GoldenEye, but no, I'm joking. There are some people like what's her name, Little Shia. She's big on dance thing, isn't she? Lots of people love this. Every year you get a new one, a bit like FIFA. Go ahead, enjoy it. You know, go ahead and enjoy it, but I'm never ever going to touch that. I can dance. I just don't want to touch that. Are you fucking kidding me?
The Season of Death Quietus continuously returns.
Oh, Season of Death is another spin on a farming game, but with a Season of Death and a gun and some evil monsters. And there's your farm, and then you've got some death and some monsters and Harvestella. So it's like if you wanted to do a bit of if you wanted to do a bit of Animal Crossing, but like you're fucking really angry. So. Bit of combination. It doesn't just calm you down, it gives you a vent for that anger. What's this? Is this a new what's her name? Gunshoe. Super Gunshoe woman. Bayonetta, that's it.
Bayonetta was revived in the present day.
Bayonetta. Never played it, never cared. It's a Nintendo franchise.
To recover
it's a Nintendo. It's alright.
Second, confronted demons to save her best
friend. I don't
care. Now, in this third installment, she'll fight to protect the world from the sudden invasion of man-made bioweapons called homunculi.
Homunculi! That's what I call the things in Genshin Impact that we have to collect.
Fighting for herself.
Homunculi. Right, leave me alone anyway, look, I get it. You come out with a new game, and to be honest, it's looking a little bit like, not cheap, but a bit dated now, isn't it? Starting to look like, you know, not dissing it too hard, because there's limitations on the Switch in a way, but starting to look a little bit last generation. So leave me alone.
After today's Nintendo Direct, a new trailer delving.
Yeah, I'm sure people enjoy it. I don't care.
A dark fantasy mystery abounds from the creators of Danganronpa.
All right. Don't know what Danganronpa is, but that looks fucking lovely.
Welcome to the city of perpetual rain.
Not a big fan of perpetual rain, but
cases remain unsolved.
Oh, it's what I want to call. I want to invent a new term now. I'm inventing a new term. Neon noir. Check me out. Check me out. I'm an inventor. Not a judgmenter. Right, so you've got neo-noir, right? So neo-noir is like a modern version of a film noir. So let me just firstly do film noir is, I was a detective and I was in the bar with Fangio and the dame walked in. And then after the dame walked in, there was the broad. And like film noir came about because in American cinema you had the post-war era of golden Hollywood, where we'd won a war and we were celebrating all the beauty of the Western culture and capitalism and not socialism, and you know, you had this wonderful world that we were living in. So they celebrated it with big movies in Hollywood were made. Singing in the Rain, and Singing in the Rain talks of the golden era of Hollywood, and a better example would be something like Casablanca maybe, but there were musicals and, you know, celebration that we're the winners. So we had golden age of Hollywood, and then what happened after that was like a kickback against it, where you had the age of that, what like they called these films were called film noir, what they were talking about was there was a seedy underbelly. There were gangsters, there was crime, there was drinking, there was, you know, a cat running out in the street and some broken bottles, a scream, a gunshot, and this seedy underbelly. So it came from Los Angeles culture. And you had these detectives and crime and detectives, obviously detective stories. The books were being written by people like Raymond Chandler at the time, and they were popular. Raymond Chandler. So this guy, I wanted to just see one of the books if I could, thank you. This guy wrote these books about this detective. Oh, just a tiny picture, that's good. So anyway, you know, he was writing these detective stories. This archetypal detective came from this, and you know, the fedora, the glass of whiskey, the trench coat, the rooftop showdown. So neo-noir, so you got film noir. It was a rebellion against this. Everything is brilliant in Hollywood because everything's not brilliant. And we've got some. What happened in noir as well is, hang on, you're going to film with someone shooting someone. You can't have a film with someone shooting someone. You can't have someone shooting someone on the screen. Like, we're doing lovely Hollywood here, so we're going to have rules about what you can and can't show on the screen. And they were like, oh, we've been censored, but you know, you're being censored. You've got to have rules. You know, you can't have an R-rated movie. Well, they didn't have that then. So they had to put ratings in. And so what these people did that were making these films was said, hang on, if you're not going to let me show you someone being shot, how am I going to get this in my film? So what they then said is, right, I'll tell you what I'll do. You'll know someone's got shot because you'll see the shadow of the gun coming, and you'll see like the flash of the muzzle, but you won't see the actual shooting, and you'll see someone out of a window and a scream, like all this stuff that become the language of this cinema. All this, like, instead of seeing the thing directly, you had to allude to it. And so the language of this cinema was violent and you know, I don't want to say sexual violent words on camera now because it will get us banned off YouTube, but you know, sexual violence, all this, all, you know, sexy. And then you had the femme fatale, who was a woman, so she's a woman, so she's not able to like be a main player. Well, no, she is. She's a main player. In fact, she's stronger than some of the men. She might be doing the shooting. She's a femme fatale. She's a femme fatale. All these new concepts came out and were big in Hollywood. You know, the big players in Hollywood were playing these roles. So film noir was huge, and it was a counterculture to the original Hollywood glamour. And then from that, obviously it doesn't go away, does it? So now you get neo-noir, which is films made, because nowadays you can actually show the shooting. You could actually show it if you wanted to. You know, the rules have changed a bit. People are less prudish these days, and the ratings and the systems. So you can shoot, you know, somebody, like you can film someone being shot, but they still use the language of the original noir, yeah? So now you've got a modern world of noir, but I'm not looking for these cyberpunk neon ones yet. Wait a minute. I'm looking for more sort of 90s, like there was LA Confidential. Right, LA Confidential is what I would consider the perfect neo-noir, because it's a film made in Hollywood about, like, you know, they know what they're talking about. They know what they're trying to produce. They're trying to produce a film noir, but they're doing it in the 90s. So they've used modern actors. It's in colour. It's got much better cinematography. Like, it's a reimagining of what we would do if we were making noir films with today's technology and ideas, with all that noir as the underpinning. So neo-noir, yeah? Brilliant genre of film. Superb. Brilliant films. Love them. So then I think we've taken another step now. I'm inventing it officially here. Neon noir. I'm officially inventing it. Oh, it already exists. I've never heard of it, of course. Accept all? No, thank you. No, thank you. I've got to turn them all off individually, you fucker. That's going to take forever. But if it takes forever, I'll wait forever. No legitimate interests. Just leave me alone. Save and exit. Free. I don't want a free ebook. How do I get that off the screen? You fucking idiots. I don't want a free ebook. Right, neo-noir, the dopest film that you've never heard of. So when did they write this? Because I've never heard of it. But I made it up. October the 12th, 2020. So I'm slow. I can't officially claim to have made it up. Right? I can't officially claim to have made it up. I did then. You heard me say it in my head. You heard me explain my thinking and why I think that game that we were just looking at, this
Welcome to the city of perpetual rain. Many cases.
There you go. Detective, trench coat, smoking the cigarette, neon city, noir, neo-noir, neon noir. I fucking love it. I'm going to have to go and watch every... Not Cyberpunk, this isn't. This is not Cyberpunk, look. Although Cyberpunk is in that... Cyberpunk the game is in that setting, but like... I don't want to call it Cyberpunk is its... They've used the word Cyberpunk for the game, but Cyberpunk is its own thing. It's like a style of punk using more neon colours. Look, if I give you a... Not Cyberpunk the game... This is stupid. They called... Cyberpunk the game is not only called Cyberpunk the game... How fucking annoying of them, because they're not cyberpunk, they're neon noir, but they called it cyberpunk. What idiots. Like, if I put cyberpunks, maybe I'd get a better example. I'm looking for yeah, there's one. I'm looking for people that are like neon alternative, but where do you categorize that? It's not goth, it's cybergoth, it's cyberpunk. That's cybergoth, that one, but with a more Mohican-y, more Doc Martin-y, you know, you're into cyberpunk there. That's what we used to call that, used to. And then they made a game and called it Cyberpunk. And the actual game, the genre and style of the game is a noir. It's a cyber noir. It's a neon noir. So Cyberpunk the game can really go and get fucked. But this, neon noir, oh, I'm enthralled. I can't wait. I'm sure I've seen some of these films that you would now class as neon noir. A very modern take on the original noir genre. And it really resonates with today's... Like, I've even got the lights in my room now because I'm on the stream and streamers have violet lights. Right, that's how it goes, isn't it? So this game, I'm saying 10 out of 10 already for getting me wet.
Involved in this corporate-controlled metropolis. Those who investigate are called master detectives, who come from all around the world.
It looks cool. Rain Code.
What? Meet Yuma, an amnesiac detective.
Already I could see it's not voice acted.
And she...
Oh no, that was voice acted.
The spirit haunting him after their pact.
I know it is voice acted. Okay, we're fine. I'll get this. I'll play this. Bang on.
Thoroughly inspect each crime scene to gather clues and evidence.
Do you remember LA Noir, the game? What's it called? You know, what's the game where you're a LA? It's LA Noir, isn't it? That's the game. See all the words? They just use all the same words. Obviously, LA Noir I should have factored into this, shouldn't I? That's a neo-noir because it's a computer game. But they called it LA Noir because LA is the setting for all the film noirs. Now, in the same way as that film is called LA Confidential, that could have been called LA Noir, and this could have been called LA Confidential. It's just they mix and match the words, but that game was kind of groundbreaking in a way, wasn't it? It was kind of more than just a game. It was more like you were in the experience of being in this LA Noir scene. I thought it was really, really good. And I thought the idea that the clues, and maybe it wasn't the first one that did it, I was the first one I was exposed to that did the clues and the solving the crimes like that. So what we're basically saying here is that we've got LA Noir, this is neo-noir, but it's LA Noir, isn't it? Because we're looking at clues, we're solving puzzles, there's going to be a bit of that. So, fair enough.
When you're ready, Shinigami will conjure a realm tying the crime scene to the truth. A mystery labyrinth.
This is a bit extra.
Overcome obstacles and manifestations of mysteries to edge closer to the actual events.
What?
However...
So once you've gathered your clues, you go into this fucking mental, like... cyber world, and you have to fly along on a trolley and click yes. It was him. Lead piping in the drawing room. You know, otherwise you die. Like what? I don't know about this element to it, but it might be fun.
Mystery phantoms will attempt to hinder your progress during each case.
It's a way of creating some action and some involvement gameplay that's not choosing clues, isn't it?
Avoid their barrage of falsehoods.
You got a sword.
And slash through contradictions.
Got a sword.
Uncover the secrets of Master Detective Archives Rain Code, launching first.
Why have you called it
Nintendo
fucking Master Detective Archives Rain Code? They need to get me in there shaking somebody by the collar, because they've done a real good one today with the GoldenEye. I was asking for that. Like, just change the names of the games. Octopath Traveler. Octopath Traveler. Fire Emblem. Rah. Octopath Traveler. Master Detective Archives. I fucked that bit off the front. You don't need that. Master Detective Archives. No, you can fuck that off. Raincoat sounds pretty cool. Just leave it as that. You don't want the Master Detective bit. And I don't know what you're going to do about Octopath Traveler, but...
System Spring 2023.
I can't even think of a better name for it myself, but... Octopath Traveler.
Enter the village, if you dare.
If you dare. Why, is it full of pedos? Oh, it's Resident Evil.
The latest installment in the Resident Evil series.
That looks good, doesn't it?
To Nintendo Switch.
Coming to the Switch as well. Cloud version. There you go. I think the cloud version stuff is so clever. I'm so amazed. Like, when I was a kid, I wanted an arcade machine in my house, and then now I've got a Nintendo Switch and it can do what an arcade machine could. Brilliant. But we're on another level now. We're on service games on the internet. We're on Genshin Impact, where we play online. You know, Fortnite is ever evolving, never stops. It's a river flowing. You're in, you're out. And Genshin Impact is going on now while I'm not playing it. But I'm not just talking about MMOs as well. I'm talking about online service. So you have access to that online world through your device. And so the Nintendo Switch itself doesn't have to be a powerhouse of gaming power. Doesn't have to have all the stuff that my laptop does. But if you can get on the cloud and you can, you know, provide this level of game through that, brilliant. I think that's a really clever thing to do. So it opens up this whole world of bigger titles that maybe can't fit in the Switch. Now you can play them through the online service. Not ideal for me, because when I'm on the train or when I'm on the bus, or you know, that's when I play my Switch the most. I actually play it when I'm waiting at the dentist a lot. Not obviously that's not the most. I don't go to the dentist all the time, but if I'm going to the dentist, I sit in the waiting room, places like that, and play a Switch. I won't be able to play this cloud version, will I? Because you'll have to be rigged up to the internet. But you know, so it removes that transportability, which when you put a game on the Switch, the fact you can go around with it is fucking amazing. But you know, still happy here. You're getting access to some latest, newest titles like everybody else. Maybe the graphical fidelity might be, you know, not quite as great with the ray tracing or whatever, but it's there for you if you want it, and it's a bit more grown up. So it's not for the traditional Nintendo audience, which I'm pleased they're allowing this sort of stuff through the Nintendo filter. Yeah, good.
Ethan Winters must face the horrors of the village and its 4 fearsome lords to rescue his abducted daughter.
Nice first-person shooting, looks great.
Resident Evil Village Cloud launches on Nintendo Switch October 28th.
Looks great. I'll have a bash at that.
You can download and try out the free demo today on Nintendo eShop to pre-order the full game.
Lovely. I don't want to pre-order. Why pre-order?
Winter's expansion DLC containing a new...
And there we go. You've already... Now you're taking the piss out of me. The DLC is already finished and done. We're going to release it later. Just what? Like, just put it in the fucking game. Why am I paying twice? Why are you cutting it up and fit? I don't want my burger and then my chips separate for more money. I want it in an extra value meal. You fucking dickhead.
Third-person mode. Additional story content.
But third-person mode is massive for Resident Evil. That's one thing that put me off the earlier games. I didn't enjoy the, you know, but you know, making it first person and third person like that, you know, giving you the camera options and it not being like a scene that you're walking through from a funny angle. That's great.
More will launch December 2nd. Additionally, 3 other recent entries in the Resident Evil series will be available as cloud versions on Nintendo Switch.
Great.
This year.
But please don't tell me that they're going to be 3 different versions that I'm going to have to buy individually. Surely if I'm paying money for your Resident Evil cloud, that comes with everything on the Resident Evil cloud. I just want access to the fucking cloud for one price. I don't want to subscribe to it. I don't want to have to... I already have to subscribe to go on the internet on the Nintendo Switch. So if you're putting all the Resident Evil games on a server and you're doing all that work and you've done it, don't eke it out and piecemeal me. Just because you can't do microtransactions, don't think of another way to scam me. Just all of it in one price, 40 quid, bang, you've got all the games. I mean, they're fucking old games anyway. People have already paid for them once. You've had your money. Jesus. Hopefully it's all one price. Because that's worth it, if it is.
It's an action-packed lineup of Nintendo Switch games.
It has been. It's been fucking brilliant so far.
Vanquish foes to avenge your father in this kung fu action brawler.
Nice.
By thrusting.
Oh, yes.
Tripping.
Oh, yes.
Parrying opponents.
Look at that.
You'll break their stance and gain the upper hand. Fall in combat and you'll get older and weaker. In turn, however, you'll learn new techniques to complete your mission. Can you exact...
There is one thing here, though, like, in these fighting films and stuff, they really try hard to show somebody being attacked from multiple people, you know, all the skills, and it goes down really well in a film. But what you actually find in real life, because I've done combat sports, is you can't fight more than 2 people at once. Like, 2 people's enough, because you can't look in 2 directions. So the minute someone goes behind you, you're fucked. So in films like this, they choreograph it so it looks like everyone's attacking and this one person is dealing with it all. And quite often they might even be in a circle and they all attack at the same time and they throw them all off. It's impossible. If you're fighting with a sword and someone comes up behind you and stabs you, you're fucked. So what tends to happen in real life situations is the minute that you're distracted by doing your kick like that, you're getting carted in the head by this fella on the left. I've been in fight situations on the street where my only objective is to avoid not multiple people from. I don't want to go and punch loads of people, but because there was more than me. Like, I'm one person and there's more than. But to avoid other people hitting me, and it's fucking difficult. I tell you, like, you haven't got eyes in the back of your head, and quite often it's like jackals. They're like jackals. One person will come up and front you, and you get punched in from the side like that. You've always got to be looking around at the others. It's not the one fronting you; it's the one that clarks you from round the back. You've seen it on the videos on the internet. You know, someone comes and swings around the back and you don't have a clue. So the problem with this game and with games of this ilk is, as fun as it is on principle to be living out a kung fu movie, look at these NPCs stood at the side waiting. What are they doing? All it would take is for 2 of them to clark you on the back of the head at the same time while you're doing your kick, and you're down and you're done. And then they're in a circle round you and you can't get up. Like, so it's completely unrealistic.
Kung fu action brawler. By
but the movies get away with it,
tripping,
because they choreograph it. Here, you can just see NPCs waiting for their turn, and that's rubbish, really, isn't it?
You'll get older and weaker.
But that looks cool.
In turn, however, you'll learn new techniques to complete your mission.
Oh, you fall in combat, you get older and weaker. So you start off strong and then you get weaker as you go through the game, but you learn new techniques. That's a bit of a strange balance. I hope they thought really carefully about that.
Time runs out.
Oh, timed?
Its way onto Nintendo
timed?
Switch,
no thanks. No, I don't want timed gameplay. I don't want to feel under pressure when I'm playing. I'm not a speedrunner. So that would be appealing to some people and not appealing to others. And to me, you've just shit me off with it. Timed. You love how much I'm nerding out. I did Nintendo. I'm waiting for Zelda. Genshin Impact Killer.
On Nintendo eShop.
When Zelda comes out, I'm going to have to play it. There's nothing for it. That's my whole life in a nutshell. Like, over the years. When I was hairdressing, and I've got my... I'll show you again, capital K, because I showed everyone at the start of the episode, but I'll show you again quickly, because this is quite interesting in a way. In a way, for some people. Because I've got loads of crap in this room. And one of the pieces of crap I've got in this room is my old... Look at that. Hairdresser to the people. Che Guevara and hairdresser to the people. Because... I was having the piss out of... There was another hairdresser in my town who was hairdresser to the stars. And small town, done a few little jobs for a few fashion shows, hairdresser to the stars, and people used to go in there for that. I used to think it was a load of bollocks, mate. A load of bollocks. Keep your waistcoat. But so I did a hairdresser to the people as a joke. So I got all my crap in here. So I don't know how much I'm nerding out. Yeah. So Nintendo, like, used to. Like, some people would take a holiday for important things. Do you remember, like, having a, because you've got a proper working life. I don't. I'm a bum. But, like, if you have to take an important holiday for something important, when Zelda would come out, or when some certain game would come out, like, I remember FIFA coming out and taking a week off work to play FIFA. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is exciting, and I know it's Zelda. I know Zelda's coming, so I'm all hyped for it. Double hyped. It's not really fair of them to do a hype thing and then for you to be able to just scroll down and there it says Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom coming May. So that's a bit unfortunate, but we're going to get to it.
Experience the events leading up to Final Fantasy VII in this exhilarating action RPG. Zack Fair is a young and ambitious soldier operative aspiring to become a hero. Together with Sephiroth and Cloud, he investigates strange disappearances within his elite unit.
Looks
This
alright.
remaster features
Oh, it's
enhanced
a remaster.
HD graphics, an updated combat system, and
is it,
new
Monster
soundtrack
Hunter?
arrangements. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion launches on Nintendo
Of course, Final Fantasy VII. People have been talking about it.
Switch December 13th.
I'll be into that. I've never played it, never looked at it before. Some people have been really hyped for it. I'll be into that. I'll have a look. But there's too much already for me to look, isn't there? There's too many games now. Too many.
The classic arcade shoot 'em up Radiant Silvergun is coming.
This used to be, I used to have 10p and was allowed to play the game while my dad was at the bar having a drink with his mates. And we used to take it in turns. Like there'd be 4 kids. Like me, Will, Haynes, I should just say the surnames, James. We'd stand around this machine, and it wouldn't be this exact one. I think we had Akari Warriors, but you'd stand around the machine, you'd all take it in turns to play your game while your dads were at the bar drinking. And then when your 10p's had run out, you just sort of watched the demo. So these sort of games were the original arcades that I used to pump my money into, but I've never really had a desire to play. Like, we've got so much other stuff now that this seems kind of
different types
old
of
to me,
weapons to
kind of
take
tired,
down
but
waves of enemies.
maybe it's fun still.
Defeat multiple enemies of the same color for a chain bonus, or take down differently colored ones for a secret bonus. Rack up these bonuses for a high score.
Original high scorer.
Radiant Silvergun team of shipwrecked heroes. and
Shipwrecked
make your-
Heroes, what? Hang on.
Recruit a team of shipwrecked heroes and make your way out of a
Oh,
derelict
Shipwreck.
space station in this roguelike game set in the endless universe.
That looks really nice.
But it's not as easy as it sounds. You'll have to fend
I mean, we've got a few of these, haven't we? We've got Children of Mortar. There's a few of these roguelikes that are nice on the Nintendo Switch, indie-esque. But that looks nice, the sort of Space Marine styles. Yeah.
continuous waves of monsters as you make your way through procedurally generated levels.
Procedurally generated is good if you're an indie developer because it gives you a lot of variety and, theoretically a lot of variety. But sometimes I pine for a more carefully designed pathway. So it can come out really well, and they can combine the two elements, or it can come out a little bit tiresome sometimes. So I have to play it and find out, I guess.
Complete various quests to unlock new heroes, weapons, station areas, and more.
Yep, makes sense.
Up to 3
Unlock more
players in
stuff.
online co-op can attempt to escape their grim
Lovely.
fate.
Online co-op,
Do
brilliant.
you have what it takes? Endless Dungeon launches on Nintendo
Endless
Switch
Dungeon.
next year.
Makes sense. No problem.
The journey of world regeneration begins anew.
Anime
the
again?
Master of Tales of Symphonia is coming to Nintendo Switch. The world of Silverant is controlled by shadowy forces called Desians. To stop them, a person known as the Chosen One must ascend the Tower of Salvation.
I really hope that's true.
You know, it's the same game again, isn't it? It's Harvest Moon with some swords and some action and some story and adventure and turn-based RPG. Like, we're getting the same game quite a few times now.
Nintendo Switch early next year.
What the fuck? Hang on, wait. Something's gone wrong here. Someone's fucked up in the edit. That's like Mario Kart crossed with F-Zero or some shit. That's Mario Kart, isn't it? It's just Mario Kart. You can see it's Mario Kart. Oh, it's not Mario Kart. It's some cheap rip-off of Mario Kart, but it's a cheap Mario Kart. Okay, what's that pirate ship? That's a pirate ship. This is a man and his dog by the beach. Like, narrative story in that, man and his dog by the beach. Bit of sadness while the sun sets. So these things don't go together. Mario Kart track, pirate ships, and sort of narrative sentimentality. And then, they are apparently going together. There's people running. Life is Strange Arcadia Bay Collection from Square Enix. Square Enix, mate, you sometimes really don't know what the fuck you're up to, do you? Oh, right, it's different games. It's not one game with all these shoveled in together. They've just showed it us as a combination thing, so my mistake. Romancing Saga Minstrel Song, so that can just fuck off. That can also fuck off. Lego can fuck off. Disney Speed, that can really fuck off. That can fuck right off. Who in their right mind would re-release Mario Kart reskinned on the Switch? Who would do that? What's wrong with you? Does Mario Kart need competition, does it? Like, fucking hell. Are you an idiot? Leave me alone. I don't want to race as a minion. I know what that is. That's Fall Guys. So... This is Kirby.
Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe is coming to Nintendo Switch.
Bit of nostalgia. Kirby's Dream Land was the original that I used to play on the Game Boy.
A spaceship crash lands on planet Popstar.
So there you go. Kirby,
it's
platformer.
All using their
maybe it's for younger people, in my opinion.
And Return.
I'm not interested.
Launches on
anniversary.
Come on, you. Come on, you. Now I've watched all of his stuff. Listen, I've watched all of his stuff. Yeah, he's been there talking in between it. I've watched it all now. I've done my bit. You give me my GoldenEye. Ooh, still a bit creamy after that. You give me my GoldenEye, but come on now.
Kirby's 30th anniversary. A remake
come on.
of Kirby's Return
it's time for my
to
pudding.
Dreamland
It's time for my dessert. It's time for my cake. Come on.
Forward to this game.
Shut up now.
Thank you for watching today's Nintendo Direct.
They always do it like this. Thank you for watching. You think it's the end, and then they do you excite. They do you a big excite. Now I'm already aware of what the excite is because of the YouTube facility for choosing another video. You fuckers. But I'm ready. I didn't know this was coming. I am excited. Come on.
This next trailer will be our last announcement.
Fine.
Please take a look.
Oh, I certainly will. You can't stop me. If anything, you can't stop me. Oh, you hear the noise! The sound! Game footage not final. Doesn't matter. I'm sure it will come up to scratch. What have we got there? We've got... I can't... Wait, I'll watch the whole thing first and be excited, and then I'll stop it. You know, I'll go through it again and pick out the bits. But let's just go. I recognise this from Breath of the Wild. These are the old times and the old stories, aren't they? Depicted. There's some moblins and bokoblins, hillychurls, and that looks like some sort of goddess. Is that Zelda herself? We're going like way back in the story there, aren't we? Wow, I'm gonna have to stop it quickly. Wow, that's nice. And it just, with Zelda you always get this, like, they're able to jump through time, to reimagine, to remake, to be consistent, but like we've created it's almost like, you know how Star Wars has like new generations of films. Like we've created a new generation of the Hyrule world here, haven't we? A more cohesive space. I wonder if we're going to be jumping, because the Hero of Time, we've gone back in time. We've seen the early origins. We've told this story again and again through different timelines and stuff. So I'm wondering if we're going to be doing that again, or if we're continuing on from where we left off with Breath of the Wild, or what's going on. They're my big questions. Ooh. I did know that we're going to be skydiving. I will stop it a few times. I did know that we're going to be flying around. There's going to be levels up in the sky. I did know that. I'm pleased that Genshin Impact features a lot of verticality, doesn't it? And I think it's hard to, now having come from Genshin Impact, I'll tell you what, having come from Genshin Impact now, it's hard to feel the same way about the expansive world in Breath of the Wild, because Genshin Impact does such a good job of these layers of the world. But this looks really interesting and good. We're up in the sky. And we've got a logo and we've got a name. Tears of the Kingdom. And that's it. That's it. No. Oh, we've got a date. 5th of the 12th. That's 5th of the 12th. That's 5th of December. Or do they mean 12th of May? 5th of the 12th is December. That's December the 5th, 2023. That would make sense because it's Christmas time. But down here it says coming May. So I think they've got their dates. Coming May the 12th. I think they've got the dates mixed up there. I think they've got the numbers wrong on the dates. It should be 12. Because you do the smallest number first and then they get bigger. So like if you're writing the time, you wouldn't start with the hours. No, you start with the hours and then you go to minutes, don't you, on the time? Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, like 5th of the 12th, so May 2023. That's next year, so got a while. Got a while. It's coming. Right, let's have a look at the actual official video for it then. Is this the same thing or is it any different? No, it's the same thing. Okay, so we're going to have to peek through it and try and dig out as much as we can. We've got some ancient history here. We've got some... It looks like a strangely headed goddess or something, but I'm thinking maybe that's just some kind of hat, but it could be like a deer god or something. I'm not seeing Ganon. I'm seeing... This is obviously clearly red. And you've got all the moblins, and you've got people falling over in the bokoblins, and then you've got people here on the left which are protecting, and the red is coming. So that's that, you know, that, I don't know what you call it, the corruption, whatever, that red stuff that we're used to seeing, the evil, and the moblins coming in a huge swarm, like a wave. We're already familiar with this sort of history, though. Then we've got this goddess. She's kind of Sikh almost, isn't she? Like Ganesh or something with the arms out. Definitely a sort of godly figure. And it's actually floating on something now that I look at this. It appears to be floating on a podium. These things aside are important. Obviously these comma shapes, but I don't know what they are. Arms out. Looks like something radiating around her. And then this is, I'm guessing, Zelda. It looks like she's fallen or is asleep. That's often the case. Although it was really nice to have her as a playable character in Warriors, wasn't it? And here there is a linking of hands. Is that a marriage? He's pushing open these giant doors. Is he in the... You know, it would be, I tell you what, it would be really totally acceptable for me if we woke up in that same place that we woke up in the first place. You know, the Chamber of Time, you know, resurrected again. I don't like the idea that you can't remember anything and you have to try and piece your memory together. That's awful writing. But for Link to be sort of this hero of time, this timeless hero who just, you know, appears in these worlds and then gets on with it with a vague sort of sense of what he's about, is kind of acceptable to me, because that is Zelda to me. You know, each time, go again. And you know, you want a big adventure, and you want to go on this big adventure and meet all these different people and go around the areas and different temples maybe, or challenges, and then you want the big boss fight with Ganon, really, don't you? If they change that, then okay, it's nice to see a different boss. Okay, it's nice to see continuation of story or evolution of story. But what I actually do appreciate with Zelda is that we're doing what we did in the first one again, but again, like anew, if that makes sense, on a better system with more expanse and great. Like let's start again from the same game from scratch, but let's just, as if we'd never made all those others, but with them as influence, you know, with all those themes and ideas. But you know, we've seen a new bunch of enemies maybe in this one, but we've also seen some regular enemies, like the Octoroks were in my Game Boy version. They didn't look the same, but they're now Octoroks as they could have been, as they should have been. I think it's okay to do that, to sort of remake the same thing over and over again. But I'm hoping here for a bit more of a continuation in some way, rather than just a whole new. Right, we're somewhere else in time and we're doing something different. But maybe I'm not getting it. I don't know, because Link looks the same, doesn't he? He's got the same sort of clothing setup. We're in the same sort of environment, but it looks like the world's been torn asunder, if anything. All this up in the sky, like you'd have thought they'd have spotted it up in the sky if it had been always up in the sky. So, and he's just happy to dive off there. So it's giving me a feel of the old Wind Waker, where there were all these islands and you were happy to just dive into the ocean with your little boat. But so if that's the third dimension though, and it goes up that high and you're able to jump from up there all the way to the ground, there's an awful lot of space there, isn't there? So there's an awful lot of game that can be designed within it. I don't know if that's exactly what's going to happen, but here we're seeing, I don't know why this, maybe this is because it's early game footage and the graphics aren't set yet, but I don't know why that's, you know, picked out amongst the black and white of, maybe the black and white's the history or something. We're seeing some sort of mechanism here anyway, aren't we? Look, going up. Are we reversing time in some ways? The rock fallen and now we're reversing it and it's going up because it's passing through instances of itself, maybe. I don't know what's going on there. Again, we're up high, we're climbing. You've got water coming down, so it's got this great sense of height, not just climbing a mountain, but being up in the sky. All interconnected, it seems. We're looking for that open world, aren't we? This is our first proper view of this open world as well. So what we're seeing here is we're seeing some sort of, it's almost like a volcano. Yeah, there's a volcano in the background, and it's almost like a volcanic eruption in the ground there. It's almost as if Hyrule has been exploded from within. If this corruption, this Ganon red, has spurted out and it's created there's always been a volcano, hasn't there? There's always been the not the Gerudo Desert, but the big rock chuffers. There's always been a volcano, but it almost looks like, you know, something's happened here, like an apocalyptic event, and it doesn't look as inviting as Breath of the Wild was. Welcome to the Nintendo Switch from the Wii U. It was on the Wii U, but you never played it. You didn't have a Wii U, did you? So welcome to Nintendo Switch, and look at this wonderful expansion. I mean, once they decided halfway through the development of Breath of the Wild that it would end up on the Switch and the Wii U, it's like another step forward, though. It's a generational step forward, and it was this beautiful world. I always talk about this with Genshin Impact and why it's like Breath of the Wild for this reason, and why it's good is it's a beautiful garden you want to go and enjoy. So this looks less than that in that aspect, but it looks a bit more edgy, a bit more dark, and a bit more dangerous. And then we're flying on this thing, so we're not gliding anymore. Look, we're flying on a fucking, I mean, I imagine that's some kind of technology thing that maybe it just, you know, we're in, I don't know how it's going to stay in the air with its giant metal thing. We're gliding though, and there's something down there on the ground on top of the mountain, and from this distance it looks bigger, it looks a lot bigger, but it looks like it's the same environment, same layout. You know, we're Hyrule again, we're in that same place, but we've kind of exploded it, if anything. That's what I'm seeing, and I don't know what that is down there on the ground, that illuminated area. But it's illuminated green, and we're getting green illumination around us, so we've got this green energy. The red is the bad and the green is the good. You know, Shaker Slate technology was a bit more blue and purpley, wasn't it? We've got a lot of green energy going on here anyway. Don't see the Shaker Slate anywhere, and I'll tell you what I don't see either are any of the technological signs of the previous game. I see different stuff, almost older stuff. Are we going more primal, maybe, with this? Is that where we're going? Like a primal magic? And that emblem there is it's like the Ouroboros snake eating its tail. It's like a dragon eating its own tail. So it makes me feel, that colour actually reminds me of the first time I saw the dragon coming out from this Lake Hyrule and flowing off into the sky, and that was bright green, wasn't it? So there's a connection there. Are we saying something about infinity here, about, you know, continuation, about endless continuation, Ouroboros context? I don't know, but it looks beautiful, it looks solid. And then we've got the Master Sword, but check that out, the Master Sword, as it goes through the Z from Zelda, is coming out with sort of, it looks technological, it looks almost like drawn in green. It's different. It's like the sword is changed. The sword is change ed. It looks like animo power. The sword is change ed. Something's happened to the sword. Tears of the kingdom. So the kingdom is crying. So yeah, it looks like it's been torn asunder, doesn't it? It looks like, could that be tears of the kingdom as well? Could you read it as tears? No, I think it's supposed to be tears, but it looks like the kingdom's been rent asunder. And we're going to have to go and soothe it, I reckon. Which sounds quite big. I wonder if we end up underground at any point as well. We're certainly seeing a lot up in the sky, and the only thing that I'm a bit wary of is that up in the sky here looks a bit, it looks like, I didn't enjoy the Wind Waker for the fact that it was, I don't, great big open world, brilliant, vast spaces in between the things of nothing, not so good. So like having to traverse the sea to get there, it was interesting, it was a thing, but you know, this looks big and up in the sky, but there's only a bit of it, isn't there? There's like not loads of it. And then as we plummet, might just get one frame of it as we plummet. We're not seeing a lot of other masses in the, there's not a lot of other stuff there. So is it maybe we've got a sky zone? Or are we going to have multiple sky zones, but not like one big cohesive 3D up in the sky world to go around as well? I don't know. Certainly I'm more hyped for GoldenEye. I'm excited that we've got a date. I'm pleased we've got a cohesive visual style here, something to go on, something to be excited about. They're definitely setting some lore. Like, some people are going to dig out some details from this that I'm completely missing. There's actually some script on the left-hand side there, some almost like hieroglyphs, very small. So some people are going to be able to say, oh, I can draw this out of this and say this about this, but I'm sure they put some Easter eggy sort of secrety clues in here that I'm missing. There's a little bit of new novel game mechanic, as if to say, here's a new game mechanic. It's taking you up in the sky, and there are a lot of these rocks. There's a clouded sky castle thing. It's not as populous, in the, it's not as busy up in the sky as I thought it might be. We've got more up in the sky zones here, so there will be a bit of that. But it looks almost disconnected, if anything, doesn't it? Maybe you've got to go up in the sky and take those things and sort that zone out and put it back where it belongs, down in the ground. That looks like it might make sense. It looks like it's been torn. If just behind Link here, there's a chasm underneath this thing in the sky, so I think you've got to plug that back down. Might be wrong. And there's a big one off in the distance, maybe. There's a shadowy thing in the distance there up in the sky. So there's some stuff to go on here, some stuff to glean, but not loads. We can see that Link's got his shield still, he's got his sword. We're still getting arrows and shields and swords. We're not reinventing the wheel too much there, so that's fine. There's not a lot of narrative information here, is there? So that question that I'm asking of how it fits in with the timeline, whether it fits in with the timeline, how they're going to approach that. And once I'm in the game, I don't have to care too much, right? Like, once you're in and you're playing, you're not saying to yourself, oh, but, obviously 100 years ago I did this and this and this, and how come he doesn't remember this, or whatever. That doesn't really matter. A new Zelda game's a new Zelda game, but like I say, I would like them to be able to say, right, we've got this wonderful generation, this Breath of the Wild generation game, so let's keep it, cohesive, and let's make it all make sense. Not like, in some ways, some of the older, I remember Twilight Princess felt almost like it wasn't quite a Zelda game when I first played it. Because it was, but it wasn't, if you know what I mean. So I think, because the art style, because the assets, because the engine, that's all, cohesive. A bit like how, although I didn't play the one where the moon crashed to the earth, but the sequel to Ocarina of Time, supposedly, ran cohesively alongside it, I guess. I've said cohesively too many times now, but ran alongside it quite well. I just like to make sure that I get everything out of it, but I think I've got everything out of it now. This thing that this looks like we're in the Temple of Time or something, doesn't it? Again, it looks like we've been awoken to this new land, and we're opening these doors out to adventure. So again, I think has he been kept in stasis or something? Is there some story there? Who can say? Who can say? What are you saying in chat? You retracted a message. I didn't even read it. Can I eat my own tail? This game literally comes out on your birthday. Oh, lucky you. I would tell you when my birthday is, but I'm not prepared to do that on the internet because it's my personal information, and then someone could type that in and I don't know what they could do then. Send me a birthday card or some shit. But maybe they'd send me a birthday card with my money that they stole out of my identity theft. But my birthday is similar time of year, so happy. Are you a Taurus? Are you a Taurian? Maybe you are. And happy birthday for when it comes around. It's good that Zelda comes out near your birthday, because then you guarantee it, don't you? You say, look, I want this for my birthday. Don't fuck about. Get me this. And they say, don't be. It's a very ungrateful way to say it. I think I might just get you whatever I get you. You say, you sound like you're about to fuck about. You sound like you've already been fucking about. Take it back. Take it back. I don't need a fucking rubber hat. Yeah, but it's good for keeping the rain off. I don't need a rubber hat. Take it back. Take it back. I don't want I don't want a 3-foot shoehorn. Take it back. Get me Breath of the fucking... Not Breath of the Wild. Tears of the Kingdom. Tears. Is it Tears or Tears? Get me that. If only it were Christmas. Guarantee it. You need someone in your life to buy you a present. Get me Zelda. It's going to be on pre-order, that one. I'll tell you what, that's going to be on pre-order. I'll probably just these days, I'll probably both download the digital and buy the cartridge. Because I'm a nutter. But I'll definitely be downloading it. Like for stream, I want to play it on day one. I don't want to mess about. I want to be streaming it. So I'm going to have to just bite the bullet on that one and buy it. Probably digitally. But for me, feeling like all my other Nintendo games, like we've got the cartridges. Actually, I'm in this room, aren't I? So hang on. It's not there. Shouldn't I have a NES in here or something? I thought I had an N64. Oh, it doesn't matter. I don't have to get an old N64 out of a box. I've been moving all the boxes to clear up the bloody room, haven't I? So it's no good of me to go and dig in the boxes and get other stuff out. But like, I've still got the cartridges in the N64, and although I haven't got a television that I can play it on because they changed television technology, theoretically, with the Switch, as long as I can power the fucker up, as long as they don't change electricity technology, in 20 years' time, the cartridges go in, the Switch comes on, and I can play it. It's there forever. But downloadable, online, yeah, theoretically it's there forever. You've downloaded it to your memory stick or whatever. But I just don't feel, I want to have that game cartridge in the box on the shelf. There's my Zelda collection, all of them. I don't have the collection, all of them. I don't. I've got a few here and there. Still got Ocarina of Time on cartridge, I'm sure. I've still got Twilight Princess on the Wii U. Wind Waker, I think my sister might have a Wii somewhere. But yeah, see, these things go by the wayside. But the Switch, I'm hoping to still have in a nice zip-up thing with all of its cartridges, in that little travel case. Why do I need to... I don't want to worry that something happens with my memory card and it's wiped. I want it on cartridge, mate. So I'm going to have to buy it twice. You might get the physical copy because you like having the case, yeah. As well, Nintendo... Like, they had that seal of approval on the boxes. Something about being on a cartridge as well. That all the cartridges look the same. All the boxes look the same. It's not like a DVD case. It's like all the cartridges themselves look the same, but they have a different image on them. Same with the Game Boy. I used to sit and look at all my cartridges together and like the unique... The digital art that was on the box was shrunk and on a little sticker on the cartridge, and I used to love it. Like the Game Boy, the little miniature words on the image of the cartridge. So having the cartridge was something special, and the fact that you can still have that with the Switch and have those little cases they come in, that like the small DVD boxes that aren't DVD cases. It's something about being more small and compact, and like they look good, don't they? They feel nice. It's like, yeah, I've got that. And that's yeah, the art on the case as well. Yeah, agreed. Splatoon 2 had different art on the inside of the case, and I took it out and turned it around, and then it looked really nice. And yeah, I do like them. I'm not a big capitalist, and I'm not big on objects, but it's part of the I've said cohesive loads of times, but it's part of the presentation of the art, and it's part of the feeling you get when you buy it, and you go in the game shop and you're excited, and like you've ordered your copy and they've got it there, you're guaranteed, and then you take off the plastic and you crack the thing, and there's the little, now it's a little cartridge. Back then it was a cardboard box, and you'd slide it out and there'd be a bigger cartridge. But and that goes in your collection with all the other identical boxes that have just got a slightly different artwork. The other things are identical. The Nintendo logo, the seal of approval, the cartridge, all those are identical. It's like in the world now. It's in your family. It's in your, that game is part of your collection. It belongs there. There's something about that. And you don't, with a digital download, you don't get the feeling of any of that. So it's good in a way, because you can just wake up and say, oh, I've got it now. Here it is. It's on my computer. But we've missed a step. A physical interaction with the medium, that the noise it makes when you plug in the cartridge and it goes against the spring, and then you press the button and the light comes on. That's all part of the excitement. It's like the noise a can makes when you crack the can. you know, the fizz of the drink is part of the experience, isn't it? That becomes part of your Pavlovian response. It becomes part of your psychological connection with the item. And I'm not big on capitalism and consumerism and fetishism, because being in love with an item is a fetish. So I'm not big on fetishism, but this is what I'm describing is a kind of fetishism, like to the true, not sex fetish, but the true definition of the word fetish. Not the sex one, but an inanimate object worshipped for its supposed magical powers, it says here. Not that. But a form of sexual desire in which gratification is linked to an abnormal degree to a particular object, item of clothing, or part of the body. So it's objectification, you know, we're talking about love of objects, but I'm saying that maybe as part of design, and maybe as part of this, you know, because I had a Nintendo and it had big cartridges, and then I had a Game Boy and it had little cartridges, and they're the Game Boy cartridges, and then you have, you know, as you go on, the GameCube was a great disappointment because they were little tiny CDs, and they were a disappointment. And the Switch has got those little cartridges again. It's nice. Yeah. Hello, young Chang. I can shout you out. Your name is not offensive, I think. Young Chang. Have you got an email? Have you got an Instagram? Have you got an Instagram? Do you want me to do it? You can type it in chat if you want. I don't give a shit. But if anyone's watching, I'm not. If anyone goes there and says, "Oh, I came there because of me," I'm not validating any of your content or any. I don't know you, so I'm just giving you a shout out. So if you turn out to be fucking Epstein's, then I'm not into it. But I'm assuming you're not. I'm assuming the best of you to start. You know, I'll give people the benefit of the doubt and the respect they deserve to assume the best of them. So everyone check out Young Chang. I want to go back though in this whole thing now, because you know, you don't know though, do you? You could be a proper fucking, you know, you don't know. You could have given you a shout out, and I could basically be advocating for paedophilia, which I don't, obviously not into that, not at all. In fact, I would go so far as to say I'm against it. In fact, I would go so far as to say I'm against it. Not in the centre ground, not in the middle on that. Just
discover magical.
Against it, if anything. Preferences, neutral. No, again, strongly disagree. Strongly disagree. I talk about paedophilia a lot. It's because it's funny. It's not funny. Not if you're the one getting the fingers, but it's funny. It's not funny. You know what I mean? I haven't got the buttons upstairs for the two faces, but I talk about it a lot. It's in the news a lot, isn't it? Have you not been around? You've been around for the last 20 years. You know what I'm talking about. It's been in the news a lot. It's always in the news. They're always talking about it in the news. Ever-present danger. Stranger danger. Watch out. Pedos about. So yeah. Just pops into my old head a lot. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to skip on to the really good bit of the reveal. The proper reveal that we got. Where was it? We got a proper bit. Not Lego fucking Bricktails. I skipped past that. Raincoat. I skipped past that. Who's that? She's having fun. Pikmin. She's out doing live Pikmin. So I don't know what that's about. Playing video games outside. Something wrong with you, mate. Hopefully no one stranger dangers me. No, although I'll tell you what, I vaguely remember when I was a kid, and I say vaguely because I must have been a little kid, and it was back in the day, right? We had this in Birmingham. There's the Bullring Market. Images. This is the famous Bullring Market in Birmingham. That's a tiny image. You know what? Google needs to do a purge of all the tiny images. Like, who wants to see a tiny image? No one. No one can see it. It's too tiny. What's the fucking point? You know, you need a big. If anything, you need a big image, a big one like that. So this is the famous Bullring Markets. They say it's indoors. Some of it is. It's been remodeled now. It doesn't still look like this probably, but when I was a kid, it looked like this. And in that big warehouse-looking thing is more of this. It's all just markets. And one of them was the Sinclair SpedX X Spectrum. I had a Sinclair Spectrum ZX. Sinclair Spectrum tapes. I'll put market stall because, you know, we might get an image. We probably won't. If you do, you'll get a tiny one. Tiny image. tiny image. You can imagine it though, because it used to load with tapes, right? No, we're not getting a market stall, a picture of a market stall. But there was this market stall and it had all these tapes, and the games were on the tapes, right? Just talking about that, weren't we? About objects. All these games were on these tapes, tape cassettes, and they're all brightly coloured and all that. So I want the tapes. I'm into the tapes. I'm only little though. I'm quite young. And I remember being at this market and sort of getting lost from my grandparents. And I was always told, go to. There was a cafe there. It had my name, Scott's Cafe, and they say if you ever get lost, go to the cafe. Go and tell the people at the cafe that you're lost. Go and wait there, and we'll find you. It's like a landmark that you can find. And I didn't think I was lost because I was just like with them, and then I was interested in these tapes. And I don't know if I'd gone to the cafe or if my granddad had come to find me where these tapes are, but I've got this vague memory in my mind. And it's vague because I was very little, but my granddad was like going mad at this guy. Like, he was like, you fucking get away from me. Like, my granddad would never get angry. Like, he never said a cross word to me. God rest his soul. It was pretty tragic. He died from what you call in America ALS, or motor neurone disease. The degenerative disease where his mind was still there, but his body just stopped doing stuff. It was pretty tragic. That happened when I was about 14, 15, and was one of the reasons why I started being so naughty. And back then I don't think we had the same mechanisms of mental health support, and certainly in my single parent family with my mum struggling to nurse my dying granddad, we didn't. I just used to go to my room a lot and ended up smoking and doing naughty things. Anyway, look, I'm still doing them now. The point is that I was at this market and my granddad is the most placid, loving, caring man you could ever imagine. So to see him like eggy in the streets, like giving a man, and he's not a big toughie, my granddad, like he's not going to punch anyone's head in, but he was like, you fucking get away from him, you fucking this and that, and like having a right go. I think what had happened is like some bloke, I was like, oh, do you like the tapes? And like, do you like these tapes? Maybe come with me. Maybe a bit of stranger danger. I think something, I don't know, because I was naive and a young child, but I remember like being near this cafe, near the tape store was really near the cafe, and I've been in this environment, in this market, and my granddad going mad at this guy and getting this feeling that I shouldn't be near this guy, and like he was being nice to me ostensibly. Oh, are you lost? But my granddad wasn't having it, and maybe he was being nice to me. Maybe he was just trying to find my grandparents. But as soon as my granddad saw this bloke near me, he was just fucking like, he was looking for me anyway, and he was over there and he was giving him loads of shit, and he was like, you come away, and we came away. Stranger danger. That's my little story of that. So I've never been stranger dangered, but hopefully no one does stranger danger anyone, frankly. Dead against it. I'm dead against it. What I was looking for, was it near the end? He's like, we've got one more to show you, but it's not Zelda I'm looking for. The best bit of this was when they were talking about the online service. And I was complaining the online service is shit, and where's all the good games? And then they did GoldenEye. That was the best bit. Oh shit, I need to watch it all again, do I, to find it? We had SpongeBob. It's quite a lot coming out, isn't there? It's quite a lot. I need to remember exactly what I said would go on my list. That Neon Noir game, I want to have a look at that. For sure. But it's all about GoldenEye. There it is. Ooh, this is the GoldenEye Direct. Excitebike.
Added in the future.
And I looked at that and I said, 2022-23, you fucking dicks. Mario Party, it takes you 5 years to get it onto the online system. Are you fucking kidding me? Pokemon, it's taken you fucking... I mean, how much money do the Pokemon company have? How much money do they make? That game has been emulated like 10 times on different things. Like, just get it on there, and get it on there for free. Don't make me wait till 2023 to play Excitebike 64 again. Jesus.
You can play a selection of Nintendo 64 games and enjoy many more gaming benefits with an active Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion.
And I even said, where's GoldenEye?
Pack membership.
I said it out loud.
Oh, and there's one more game we should mention.
Should you? Is there one more game you should mention? You don't need to do a whole direct with all this other shit. You just need to go straight in, and that's it. Just fucking yes! There's neighbours. I've got to be quiet.
Mix things up with these Nintendo Switch games.
I've got to be quiet, but that I feel like just tearing my shirt off and screaming. GoldenEye, mate. We've got GoldenEye. We've got GoldenEye, and it's online and it's multiplayer. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's quite good, isn't it? Shouldn't be like this. The Queen's dead. Queen's lying in state. I shouldn't be like this. I should be calmed down. I'm a chill person. I'm chill. The hype is real. The hype is real. Queen's lying in state. The microphone's not very good. You need to get. I'm going to get a second audio mixer. I've ordered it today on Amazon. I'm going to get a second audio mixer for this room. There's one downstairs that's plugged into the big rig, and when we get the second audio mixer, the mic quality will come up all of a sudden, and this second room rig will start getting better. I wonder what Arlo's saying. I wonder what he's thinking. Did Arlo do a tweet? Has Arlo done a tweet? Let's see what Arlo's saying. Paper Mario pin tweet. Pikmin 4 will be announced in September and released in spring. Turns out, that's his tweet he's referencing. How on earth do you do that? How'd you go back to 29 tweets? Are you fucking nuts? I mean, I like Arlo, but that's a bit extreme to be that involved in your own opinion that you're going to dig over your old tweets from years ago. Unless you've got some sort of search engine that can do it for you. How on earth have you got hold of that tweet from 2019? Have you scrolled back through your old tweets for years and years until you found it? That's a little bit involved in your own opinion, isn't it? That's a little bit like, this is what I said in 2019, so like, fucking hell. But he did predict Pikmin 4, he did. He did get the year wrong. He did predict Pikmin 4, but then again, you know, predicting a sequel to a game that's already had 2 sequels is not amazing. It's not Nostradamus, is it? Kane is helping him make videos. That's good. He's on vacation, says Kane. Is Kane Arlo? Or is Kane the editor that helps Arlo? I never know. Because Arlo is somebody, isn't he? He's not just a puppet. The thing that I wanted to happen, so this is the thing that I wanted to happen, so it makes me feel happy. That's the tweet. Is there's going to be a Nintendo Direct? He's been surprisingly quiet. Am I tripping? YouTube. This is Arlo, yeah? Where's your video? 3 days ago you last uploaded. How come Arlo's been so quiet? He's got the Arlo Cast channel. He's got this other channel, Arlo Plays. 7-year-old video there. So I don't play very much, does he? But why no Arlo? Why you no Arlo? Why are you so silent? I mean, he's done that tweet 2 hours ago. Just blowing smoke up his own arse about his opinion. Oh, bless him. He's done that tweet though, so. But why no GoldenEye? Why no GoldenEye hype? What about if I search Twitter for GoldenEye? I mean, surely there's people creaming their kecks over this. Right, Rare limited 8 hours ago. I'm retweeting that. You've had your retweet. Fucking leave me alone. Tom Warren. Here's a first look at GoldenEye on Xbox. Ooh. Ooh, it looks just the same, if not more shit, because they've made some of it slightly crispier, which makes the rest of it look shit. Doesn't it? It looks like Duke Nukem. It looks like some of it's a bit more crispy, which makes the other bit look a bit more shit. I think the 16:9 is probably a good thing. But it would be really interesting to see how that changes speedrunning. Because a wider field of view makes a difference, doesn't it? So I wonder if that changes speedrunning. Local split screen for up to 4 players. I mean, obviously it's going to be online as well, isn't it? Because if you haven't got online play, like Nintendo just advertised, I'm going to go mental and scream the place down. 4K resolution, well, what's the fucking point? It's going to look even shitter in 4K, isn't it? Like, you're better off with something that's this old actually having a bit of screen blur and show. You're better off in 720p or 480p because it'll just blur out the shitness. Like making the lines sharper makes it look shitter. Looks like it was made on a, like, it looks like someone's remade GoldenEye in one of those cheap game engines. Like, I'm gonna have to reference one of our own videos now. Ganji Kid is my main streaming channel, but I won't find it, will I, if I don't spell it right. Ganji Kid. This is my new streaming channel, yay! And if we search on this for prison, I've got Prison Life Simulator. We did that, 3 hours of Prison Life Simulator that I can't get back. There's three hours of my life that I can't get back. It's fucking awful.
At least it's got music.
But in 1080p, you know, it looks sharp. Like, that looks the same as that GoldenEye remake, doesn't it? But you know this is shit.
With anything. It's totally janky. Every time you move, everything confuses you.
And it looks shit, doesn't it? Because it's sharp in some places, but shit in others. It's whatever engine that is that's doing that nascent game developers can use to throw together their first game, you know, these assets. People are using it to make the shittest games available. So it tarnishes it with shitness. If you then go on this channel and I search for Bus Driver. Again, Bus Driver Simulator was like one of the fucking worst games I've ever played. It was a lot of fun to do a stream.
Ooh, I forgot about driving on the correct side of the road.
You know, the stream was fun, but look at these chuffers. Look at them.
There. This is Anya.
It's before I had background music.
I actually know someone called Anya, so I'm not. If they ever watch it, I'm not. It's not anything to do with them. Just picked a name out of the top of my head.
There you go. Look how bad it is, though.
Yeah.
Bus Driver Simulator. It's fucking dog shit, mate.
Right, yeah, just the lights.
But the game is actually shit as well. All the mechanics, everything, and it comes with that sharp, but like sharp on the assets, and then shit on all the textures. And that's what they've done to GoldenEye, isn't it? Now, well, I've lost my GoldenEye video now, and we've lost our relaxing music now. Oh no! Right, I need to close some windows. I've got too many windows. More windows than Buckingham Palace. Windows are at half-mast. Here we are. GoldenEye. Now that looks shit. I don't need to see the rocket. That's not part of the gameplay. That looks shit, mate. It looks worse. Because you can still see the textures. It looks worse. Why have you done that? What are they saying? Can't wait. We need a date. Nintendo gets the online version and we get local play. Nintendo's online play is probably just shared screenplay. It better fucking not be. And again, you're assuming you don't get online play. I'm assuming you do get online play, but it includes local player as well, because most games these days don't include local player. If, like, Fortnite is not local co-op, is it? You can't have, like, split screen on Fortnite. But so I think they would assume that the online play is I'm assuming it's built in. Otherwise, what the fuck are they doing? Like, you're off your nut if you release this with no online play. Graphics look like the original in these screenshots, so it's just an up-resed emulated version of the original instead of even the Xbox 360 XBLA version. That's what most remasters are. Even if it was a straight port, it would look even worse, and that's a shame. That's a shame. I think they're completely right there. I agree. It looks shit, and that's sometimes what most remasters are. Doesn't mean that they should be. Just because that's the cheapest and easiest way to slam something out doesn't mean you should do. That's a real shame. I think this Xbox version is going to be considered the worst ever I mean, there's not many versions. There's 3 versions, aren't there? The official no, 4. Or maybe 5. I mean, the official cartridge, the current online emulator that is used by the predominant speedrunning community, and you've probably got the American cartridge, the Japanese cartridge, and the European cartridge, and then you've got this. So this is going to be the shittest version. What do you reckon? If this VR is offline only, they could have added 6-player split screen. Is it virtual reality? Is it VR? VR would be cool. And they're wrong, you can't have more players, because yeah, you'd have to recode the whole game to have more than 4 players, wouldn't you? Spawning and all that, yeah. Not $70, has a multiplayer, runs at 4K, 60 FPS, not 30. Free to own for people who bought the classic collection. This is how it should be done. Japanese people should take some notes. I mean, if that's all, I don't know why we're insulting Japanese people there, but higher frame rate I don't really care about for playing GoldenEye maybe, but they've raised the frame rate. Runs at 4K, again, I said that earlier, it's going to look even shitter on a 4K screen. Not $70 important yet. You're not paying $70 for this, because I've still got the cartridge in over there and I can just plug in my N64 if I want to. But fuck, it's not remastered with new textures, but old trash in 4K. Oof, yeah, agree on that. Looks like shit. So that's a real drop the ball moment, isn't it, for Xbox? Because you've got such a huge, like you've got the huge weight of history on your shoulders here, and you fucking fumbled it. You've just come out with something like they're going to say cash grab, aren't they? It's what a shitter. Thankfully, the Nintendo version will not be. There you go. That's what I've got. I've got one of them. Hopefully, we're not going to see any difference on the Nintendo version. I'll be interested to see if it's. It didn't look like it was. It looked like it was old resolution as well, didn't it? The original. They're just putting the original on the internet side. Wait, there was someone hyped there. Let me see it. Let me see it. Where are the people? I just went. This always happens. Oh, there it goes. There it is. There's one. Okay. Let me see it.
You know nothing about this player. Oh shit!
Yes.
Damn!
Yeah, boy.
Whoa! Been a long time. Oh, watch it. Here we go. Watch it. Blah! Damn right, player. Damn right.
That's damn right. Yes, that's damn right. We're popping off. Everyone old like me is popping off. Our hearts can't take it. And it's going to come to Game Pass, so I bet everyone... I mean, you get it for free, so everyone's going to have a look. They're going to have a look, aren't they? Oh, there's the Mario update. That's funny, isn't it? So you get a lot of emulator, you know, you get a lot of remake messing about these days, don't you? So, all good in the hood. Funny, yeah, haha. I'm surprised we're not seeing more people popping off and saying how fucking awesome this is on Twitter. 25 years after the original release, that makes me feel old. Here's a correction of GoldenEye's online. Lots of tech stuff here. System link LAN to be connected to other consoles. The software work. Okay, so the XBLA final build never had online multiplayer implemented at all, of course. What happens is that it's akin to NSO. People were playing it online via tunneling with X-Link Kai, which uses system link LAN to be connected to other... I don't know. It is exclusive because what the N64 emulator does is hack the multiplayer controller ports to be detected on other online consoles. I don't know, what's that? I don't understand. And there's people just like trying to get in on the hype. Like, World Star Hip Hop here is just desperate for some attention, look. So they're dropping that. I mean, maybe some people will be interested to hear the news through World Star Hip Hop, but people just, you know, desperate for a bit of attention. Anything that's trending, people will tweet about to get attention to their page, won't they? With the hashtag. I saw one once, it was really funny. There was it wasn't funny, there was a girl murdered or some shit like that, yeah? Like a young girl was murdered, and it was sad. And it was a trending hashtag, and when I went on the trending hashtag, there was somebody with their new dance video, their TikTok dance, and they'd used, what they do is every day they post their TikTok dance with whatever trending hashtag, because it gets on the trending and then more people see it, doesn't it? They just hijack the hashtag. And what they'd done is they'd hijacked the wrong hashtag because they were posting their dance video on the loving memory of a murdered young girl, so everyone's in on it. I'm surprised there's not more hype. That's enough of that. That's enough of that. That's enough of that. I need to stand up. My bum's going numb sitting on this stool. So there we go. I think I've reacted. 2.5 hour stream. I want to play Genshin Impact now. So I don't know what to do about Genshin Impact. I might switch over to Twitch to play Genshin Impact and just get my... I might just do it offline. This has been a stream test for this new room, for this new setup. It's all going to improve. My actual Ganji Kid main channel has got the improved stream quality. My actual Twitch channel has got the improved stream quality. Ganji cuts, the little cuts of the improved stream. That's all definitely going to improve. Sorry, that's all good. It's like, you know, 4K, 1080p, lovely microphone. I know what I'm doing. In this room, it's a big mess, isn't it? It's a big mess. You know, I'm making a mess. I'm a messy bugger. Got these decks that I want to get a USB mixer for. I want to show you me DJing drum and bass from the 1990s to the year 2001. And then I stopped buying records. But from those eras, oh, I've got some vinyl down here, I tell you. Look. Let me just grab a handful of records here, look. I can DJ 3 decks, so that's fun to see. Although I've only got 2 of them. But my sister's got 2 decks and they're downstairs, so I can do 3 decks. Here I've got some records. I've got some... Look at that, a CD of drum loops. Bass strings for the bass guitar. For the acoustic bass guitar that I don't have anymore because I sold it. This is Omni Trio Bite Size Life. This is Ed Rush and Optical Virus. This is a Nelly Hot in Here remix, so that's good. I don't know what that is. Oh, I do know what that is. Nelly Hot in Here. This is Alien Encounter by Ray Keith. Oh look, Original Prodigy, Smack My Bitch Up. That's now, like when I bought that, that was like new. It's not new anymore, is it? It's got the DJ Hype remix on it. Smack My Bitch Up. Oh, I've got the records, mate. I've got the records. That's Mampy Swift. This is a scratch vinyl, which is scratched. Because they get like that, don't they? But fuck, that's a scratch vinyl. DMC scratch vinyl. I'm not very good at scratching. This is Ray Keith again, Vintage Dread. Oh, I've got the records, yeah. Got about 1,000. They're all under here. There's loads of them. So we're going to get the vinyls up and running purely for my enjoyment. You might not like it as a stream, but for me, doing the occasional DJ mix stream, you know, I'll just be mixing the records. It'll just be fun for me. So you might not like it, you might whatever. It's another thing we can do in this room. It's another thing, like more and more things. It's going to take some time to get there. Going to get them dusted off, going to get a USB mixer, going to get all those things. But when I get this room set up a bit more, I might even move the big rig up here and have this as the main room, and then use my laptop and this other bits and pieces as a bit of a mobile studio, so that I can do cooking streams or I can do whatever. The laptop's a big step forward for that reason. It allows me a bit of flexibility and mobility, and yeah, so look forward to that. And Battery Exhausted, this channel, I guess, is going to become the second stream, isn't it? Like, the bit more rough, the bit more late night, the bit more up in this room, chatting, like we've done here. You know, I could have done this on Twitch, could have done it on my other channel, but I've done it here now, so. Test streams and stuff. Call this the other channel. Call it the other channel. So if you haven't seen me on the internet before, go and find me on Ganji Kid, because that's the main push. You can find me on Twitch, and you'll be able to find me on Goldeneye when we get Goldeneye. Oh god, it better be online. I'll tell you what, it had better be a proper online multiplayer. It better had, because hours of fun to be had on that. Hours of fun. Mind you, I'll probably play it and hate it. You know, I'll probably pick it up and say, oh, it's not as good as the games these days. I don't know why I used to like this. Back then it was good because we didn't have anything else, but nowadays I don't actually like it. Only good for 5 minutes. Don't know why I bought that. You don't know. So yeah, I guess what I'm going to do now is, I don't feel like turning off the stream. I feel like continuing. I enjoy being on here, talking to you. I feel hyped and excited, but it's nearly midnight where I live, so it's a bit of a weird one actually, to get hyped for a thing, to watch the video, to be like, yes, Goldeneye, and then turn it all off and go to bed. But that's the sort of system we have, isn't it, at night time, at nearly midnight. It's always midnight. So you be good, my little puckos, you be good, and remember, if you can't be good, you're naughty.